Good evening, all of you. On behalf of the Professional Development Committee of the Western India Regional Council, the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, I welcome all of you for the today's webinar on the concurrent audit in cooperative banks. Our today's speaker, CMA CSCA Kenish Mehta sir. I welcome sir. He is a BCom, FCA, FCS, FCMA, LLB, Gen, DISA ICAI certificate goes on concurrent audit, certificate goes on AI, registered peer reviewer with ICAI. He is a independently completed statutory audit of public sector banks, cooperative banks, having domain expertise in the area of concurrent audit of cooperative banks, private banks, and PSUs banks since past 20 years. He is an internal auditor of NPCA related transactions of a multi-state scheduled cooperative banks, took more than the 75 sessions on bank branch audit and concurrent audits at seminars and workshops organized by ICAI at different branches. He is a regular faculty at orientation course and MCS course of ICAI since past 15 years, and he has completed CAQ training organized by ICAI. Also took sessions at training for government employees organized by Public Accounts Committees of ICAI at Ahmedabad. I welcome sir and welcome all the participants for the today's webinar and request sir to kindly start the session, please.
Thank you, ma'am, for that introduction.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. At the outset, I'd like to place a thanks to the chairman of the WRC, vice chairman, and the chairman professional development committee for giving me this opportunity to be a part of the most near to my heart professional community that are cost accountants. And again, I'm very happy that I have been allotted the topic, which is somewhere or the around not related to the cost accountants. But of course, there are areas open for cost accountants as far as concurrent audits are concerned. And we have many cost accountants, practicing cost accountants who are working in the domain of concurrent audits, especially in the cooperative sector. So once again, I'm thankful to the office bearers of the WRC for giving me this opportunity, and I'm thankful to the members at large who have joined for this webinar. Of
Sir,
course,
also,
yes, ma'am.
sir,
Yes.
also our Western India Regional Council Chairman, sir, CMA Mihir West, sir, also joined, sir. He's already joined, sir. Mir, sir. Hello. Mir, sir.
Yes, yes, I am audible.
Yes, yes, sir. Sir, welcome, sir, for the webinar, sir. I request you to kindly address, sir, please.
Thank you so much, Priyanka madam. Uh, Institute already given an advisory. Those who have physically joined, yeah, online joined, you will get the CEP credit. So there will no need of physical or online. Whatever you do, this will counted as CEP program. So it's a welcome step. And I really congratulate our PD committee chairman M.K. Anand sir. So there are so many COP holders not able to renew their COP due to the non-completion of CEP program. Due to this step, they will definitely complete not only the 1 year CEP, it's a 2 year CEP program. So I request each and everyone kindly do join us. Not only this program, we are planning to do more than 100 plus programs this year. So you can definitely complete your CEP guideline as per the compliance for the COP holder. And I welcome our Kenish Mehta sir. He is from Surat chapter. This is a very interesting subject for cooperative sector, and everyone uh, must knowledge the must get the knowledge from these sessions. So thank you so much, Pujanka madam. Thank you so much, Kenish Mehta sir, and all the my office bearer, Nanti by Chaitanya by Arindam sir, my CCMs. I acknowledge the presence and in absence of everyone. Thank you so much, Pujanka madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful address. Thank you. Now I request Kenish sir to kindly start the session, please.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So Before maybe I proceed with the presentations and the other things, let me just throw some light on this concept of concurrent audit. So as Chairman Sir rightly pointed out, of course, continuing professional education is the order of day. We need to get updated with all the things. And more importantly, in recent times, we see that we need to keep on changing and increasing our domain knowledge. We need to come out of the things which we are doing as far as cost accountants are concerned. No, we need to learn so many other things. Of course, AI is one of the things, and now we are integrating artificial intelligence in our concurrent audit also. So we have got a new thing which we have developed rather when we conduct our statutory bank branch audit, when we conduct our internal audit, or when we conduct risk-based internal audit, and of course the concurrent audit. Since last 6 to 8 months, when I have completed, my artificial intelligence things. What I have done, I have integrated these things, and the quality of audit, of course, has improved. People keep on saying that artificial intelligence will some way or the other snatch away the jobs of professionals, but that is not the case. We know very well. This will help us to improve the quality of our audit or whatever things we are doing as far as professionalism is concerned, provided we use it properly. So the utility need to be understood, right? And as far as bank audits are concerned, any bank audit for that matter, when artificial intelligence is mixed, it is mixed, no, then your quality, you will see that the quality of audit, you'll have more confidence. And the term which we use in our audit, that is inherent risk, no, that term is prevalent. So inherent risk will some way or the other get down when we use all these tools. So that also I'll just throw some light at the end of the thing. And so what I have done as far as this session goes, this is my maiden session as far as a webinar is concerned with regards to WRC. I might have taken some sessions at the Surat South Gujarat chapter, but as far as WRC concerned, this is the first thing. And I have taken some sessions at the concurrent audit certification course of ICAI also. So, no, things have changed a lot, and I'll not throw more light on the technicalities. So I'll just ponder upon the things which are practical and which are utility oriented as far as our members are concerned. So there are a few slides also that I'll ponder on later on rather with regards to the technicalities, right? So, and at any juncture, if any queries or questions are there, I'll be glad to reply to those queries, because we are discussing cooperative sector. In Gujarat, we say cooperative sectors, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, right? And Uttar Pradesh, we have got a huge impact of the cooperative sector, right? And cooperative banks, how they function, first we need to understand that. Then we'll go with the things with regards to concurrent audit. At the outset, I'll just give you one hypothetical thing. When you get a concurrent audit assignment, right? Before we discuss the objective or the concept of concurrent audit, no, for that matter, any professional work, when you get a professional work as a concurrent audit, no, gladly what we do, we immediately say that, no, we have got a professional work, we'll accept it, right? We rarely read the terms and conditions or what is written, what is expected out of the concurrent auditor, right? We don't go through the things in detail, right? So my earnest request to all the professional members, all the COP holders, whenever you get any assignment with regards to concurrent audit, do one thing for that matter, right? Do not accept the concurrent audit assignment blindly, right? Please go through all the terms and conditions which are written and what is expected out of the concurrent auditor. Read it thoroughly, because the repercussions, once the acceptance of concurrent audit is done, right? Say, for example, 4, 5, 6 years down the line, your concurrent audit has been completed. The period of 3 years, which generally the banks allot, is over. It may happen that some irregularity would have been noticed, and then they'll pinpoint a finger on you as a concurrent auditor Let's say you are a concurrent auditor of this particular branch. You are the first check. Why did you not bring that to the notice of the management? It was your duty. So that thing has arisen after 5 years. Your assignment is already over. Right. So my request to all of you is that please read between the fine prints. What are the terms and conditions, do's and don'ts, and then accept that particular assignment. Right. Of course, we are very happy when we get any assignment, any professional assignment. Right. But concurrent audit is altogether a different thing, and banking environment is changing very fast. We know very well recently this clearing thing has happened, right? From 4th October onwards, last Saturday onwards, we have got a clearing, which is instant clearing, right? Still some nationalized banks are suffering with regards to that clearing. The checks are being cleared after 3-4 days. So, and they are proposing from Jan 26 that clearing will happen in 3 hours. So once you deposit the check, your money will be credited in 3 hours. The duty of concurrent auditor in this scenario once again increases, right? Now, coming to the primary definition of what is concurrent audit, right? Like to share the presentation, like to share the screen. Okay. So is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So I'll continue. Right. Now, coming to the objective or introduction of what is concurrent audit. So as the definition suggests, concurrent audit is nothing but a real-time examination of financial transactions. When we proceed with this presentation, you will understand we are not going to discuss the financial transactions only. Concurrent audit will encompass the non-financial things also. For that matter, a fire extinguisher lying in a bank branch, if the fire extinguisher has expired, it has to be reported by the concurrent auditor. If there is an ATM, which is an on-site ATM attached with a particular branch, and that particular ATM has got no security, the window or the door of that ATM is open, there is no power supply in ATM, there is a water leakage in that ATM, it is the duty of concurrent auditor to report. If the bank stamp, if the bank stationery is not in lock and key, anyone is using bank stamp to do anything, it is a duty of concurrent auditor to report. And lastly, when you visit a branch for conducting concurrent audit, the time of a branch is 9:50. Staff has to report at 9:50. You reach at 9:45 and you are waiting till 9:55, but there is no one present in the branch. The shutter of the branch will open at 10:05. Right now, it is your duty that staff is not coming on time. So these are all the things which are under the purview of concurrent auditor, right? So for that matter, we are not focused only on the financial transactions. We are also focusing on the non-financial part. Concurrent auditor is caretaker of the assets of that particular bank. So it is your duty to take care that those assets and the quality of assets are maintained, right? 99% what I have seen, majority of concurrent auditors, their focus is only on advances, loans and advances, loans and advances. But no, loans and advances are not the order of the day. The later part of presentation will focus on one concept of mule accounts. So mule accounts, it has came in, and those mule accounts are a big tool for money laundering, right? So once again, it's the duty of concurrent auditor to bring to the notice of the management with the help of the report, right? Whether those mule accounts are there and what is the impact of those mule accounts on that particular branch. These are all fraud prone areas. Days are gone where an auditor needs to just report that the books show true and fair view. Now banks are asking us to report whether there are any frauds or not. So we cannot escape that responsibility that no, fraud reporting is not our duty. It is our duty to report if at all any frauds are going to happen. So real-time examination of financial transactions to ensure accuracy, compliance, and timely detection of irregularities. irregularities are there. As the name suggests, concurrent, it has to be done as and when the transaction happen. Once again, as and when the transaction happen, concurrent audit has to be done. Right, that is the meaning of concurrent audit. You cannot wait for the completion of month and then go over there and conduct your audit. You have to go every now and then, 3 days a week, 4 days a week, or maybe your assistants will go 2 hours or 3 hours daily, right, and check the transactions. More importantly, when you go over there, there will be a moral check on the staff, right? When you are in a bank and when you are a concurrent auditor, remember one thing, you are not going to be loved by anyone, right? You're not going to be loved by anyone. When you go over there, recently in one of the banks where PSU banks where we are conducting concurrent audit, the contract was supposed to get renewed on 1st of October, but I didn't got the email from the authorities. So my branch manager asked me a question that, sir, आपका contract renew हो गया? मैं बोला अभी तक mail नहीं आया है, right? So on next day, I got an email from the bank that no, your things have been renewed for 1 more year. So I told him that sir आ गया मेरा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. उन्होंने कहा सर आप अगर दूसरे साल रहोगे यहाँ पर तो 6 महीने में मैं यहाँ से चला जाऊंगा. See, now we are not doing anything wrong, right? But if you do the right things, then ultimately you are not going to be loved by anyone. So remember, if you are a concurrent auditor, do not get very close to the people who are at the top, right? Your duty is to report the things, report the irregularities. If you notice them, bring them to their notice that see, these are the problems. If they are not understanding it, they are neglecting the things, put it down in black and white, write it down in report and let them answer, right? So this is one thing which we have to follow. Correct. The approach of an auditor, a concurrent auditor, is very important as far as this assignment is concerned. Now, before we conduct this, before we go through the other things, let us just first briefly highlight what a cooperative bank or how a cooperative bank functions, because over here we are primarily focusing on concurrent audit of cooperative banks. See, cooperative banks are altogether a different thing. There are so many drawbacks as far as cooperative banks are concerned. Let me just highlight them. Drawback number one, they lack professional management. Drawback number two, staff do not have enough knowledge. Drawback number three, that people who are clients or customers of a cooperative bank are not A1 customers. They are second or third level of customers, right? So you cannot expect that top class customers or top class clients will come to the cooperative banks. The Reserve Bank of India, they have got a different ideology as far as the cooperative banks are concerned. They consider that majority of cooperative banks, some way or the other, they are not following the RBI guidelines and the directives or master directives or circulars which are issued from time to time correctly, right? So they are focusing more on the inspection of cooperative banks. And you might have seen that every now and then, every 15 days, or maybe within a month or so, there are so many cooperative banks where penalties are imposed by Reserve Bank of India. Penalties are imposed for what? Penalties are imposed for number one, violation of KYC guidelines, violation of non-performing assets guidelines, maybe violation of director-related advances, violation of related party disclosures. So many things are there which are out of their purview. So they are not reporting such things, and some way or the other, they are hiding the facts. I'll give you one more example. Minor accounts. Minor accounts are used as a tool for money laundering. There are specific guidelines with regards to minor accounts. If minor accounts are there, funds of minor accounts should be used for the benefit of minors. Very clear. Now what will happen? We are in a boom of capital markets, right? So people will keep on opening minor accounts and they'll apply for IPO from minor accounts. सब minor accounts के IPOs apply करते जाएंगे. The fund of that minor account will come from the parent, the guardian. Now, those minor accounts that funds are invested in IPO, okay, we don't have any problem. KYC guidelines are fulfilled. There is a CKYC number which is generated. Everything is perfect. Now, next level, what will happen? Once that IPO things are over, then also this minor account will be used for depositing money, withdrawing money regularly, depositing and withdrawing money. Sometimes I even noticed that money from directly a firm, a partnership firm or a proprietary firm or a company will be transferred to a minor account, and from that minor account, cash will be withdrawn or RTGS may happen, NEFT may happen. Over here, specific guidelines are violated. A minor account is to be used for the purpose or for the benefit of only minor. Why you are using it for business purpose, right? So all these things are a part and parcel of the duty of concurrent auditors. And for that matter, all cooperative banks or major cooperative banks are used for this purpose, right? Cooperative banks may, you have to be very, very agile, very agile, because there are some vested interest also as far as management is concerned, right? So that is why a role of concurrent auditor has to be very, very specific in all cooperative banks. One more thing I'll tell you, when you are preparing your concurrent audit report for a cooperative bank, there will be some pressure from management that, sir, ye mat likhna, wo mat likhna, otherwise there will be problems. But over here, your focus should be to highlight the things which you have observed, right? And you have to put it down in black and white. If you don't put it down in black and white, you are liable, you are accountable for everything. One good day, if Reserve Bank of India will come and do inspection of that particular bank, their first focus will be on your concurrent audit reports. And in on that concurrent audit reports, if they notice that you are not reporting anything, that you're not reporting, maybe say, for example, that the bank is not segregating the non-performing assets online. The system is not that foolproof that online non-performing assets are being segregated. In that case, you will be held responsible that concurrent auditor has not reported anything in his concurrent audit. He has just reported that everything is correct. Right. So it is your duty to put everything in black and white. Be very, very sure about all these things. So concurrent audit, number one, is conducted on continuous basis. It has to be conducted on continuous basis. And the focus of concurrent audit will be on high risk areas. Slowly and steadily, we are moving towards a regime known as risk-based internal audit. So banks are already conducting risk-based internal audit from their end. वो सब risk-based internal audit उनका department कर ही रहा है. But then we are also a part and parcel of that risk-based ideology. So it is our duty also to consider which elements or which parts are considered as high risk, right? So that you have to identify which things are considered as high risk. Time permitting, will just throw some light on two concepts which are very, very important as far as a concurrent auditor is concerned with regards to banks, right? So I'll just discuss those two concepts later on, which are focusing on risk areas, right? So one of them is EWS and another one is KRI, that is key risk indicators and early warning signals. So we'll see maybe how we go about it. Now, let us discuss the objectives of concurrent audit. Why concurrent audit is happening? When you talk about a cooperative bank, as per the guidelines, they say that around 75% of branches of cooperative banks should be covered under concurrent audit. ना ये एक mandate जैसा है कि 75% of the branches का concurrent audit होना चाहिए. That is how they take it. So which branches are selected, which are not selected, that will be decided by the bank management and of course the audit department of that particular bank. But 75% of the branches should be covered under audit. Now, when you talk about a cooperative banks, let us be very honest. There is no such specific process of getting that particular assignment because cooperative banks are local management based banks, right? Of course, when you talk about this PSU banks or private sector banks, they have got a specific process of empanelment where you fill up the form, you get shortlisted, you get selected, there is an interview, there is a presentation from you, and you get selected as a concurrent auditor. But such process is not there in the cooperative banks. Cooperative banks में कहीं ना आपको अगर कोई पहचानता है ये है वो, तो then there are chances that you will get a chance to conduct a concurrent audit. So there are different process with regards to the concurrent audit, appointment of a cooperative banks. Okay. But once again, the role and responsibility of concurrent auditor never gets reduced, even if you are appointed by the management directly. Correct. So these are the things. Recently, the concurrent auditors of multi-state cooperative banks. No, there are two types of cooperative banks. Once again, these are the banks which are governed by the state cooperative registrars, and one category of banks which are governed by the Multi-State Cooperative Societies Act. So Multi-State Cooperative Societies Act, it is such banks which are having branches in different parts of the state, different parts of the country. Sorry, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat. So you have branches all over the country. So these are the banks which are multi-state cooperative banks, and one banks which are state cooperative banks. Those banks are governed by the state regulations. The third category of banks are the apex banks. So each state has got their own apex banks also. Then there are agricultural banks, right? So those agricultural banks are again governed by the provisions of NABARD. As we have got Reserve Bank of India with regards to the UCB, urban cooperative banks, you have got the NABARD for the agricultural cooperative banks, right? Of course, the financial inclusion part is more important in the banks which are governed by NABARD. So their focus is more on the financial inclusion aspect. Now let us just go through the objectives of concurrent audit. What are the key objectives of concurrent audit? So it starts with frauds, right? Earlier such things were not there, but now timely detection of errors and frauds. Now how you can detect the errors timely? You can detect the errors timely only if you keep on visiting the branch on regular intervals. Regular intervals, you have to keep on visiting the branch. Documentation is very important, but more important is when an auditor visits the branch and sees how staff is working. On a lighter note, we see that in bank branches, who is the most intelligent person? The most intelligent person in any bank branch is no one but the sub-staff or peon, because he knows everything, right? So if you want to understand how the function of that bank does, or how the function of that bank branch is done, then you have to be very near to a person who is no one but a peon or a sub-staff. He'll tell you everything with regards to that branch. The reason is very simple. Managers may come, managers may go, but peon is same, right? So peon will guide you with regards to everything, and he'll tell you how the things are happening in that particular branch. So these are the things which you have to notice when you visit a branch. Do not directly start with what are the documents. Let me give you, let me check the account opening forms, give me the reports, right? Don't ask anything from the branch. I am just specifically telling for those of our learned members who are going to conduct concurrent audit, maybe for the first time, or who have not done this concurrent audit for that matter. Know how you, when you once you get your work and you are going to start your work, don't ask for reports or don't ask for the things. The best way to do is that the present generation, you are all tech savvy. You know how system functions. So best thing is get a password, get an auditor password, sit on the system and start using it. Day one, you will not know anything. Day two, you will try to break your head. Day three, you will find out a solution. And from day four, you will start getting the reports on your own. But don't be dependent on anyone with regards to the concurrent audit. आप जितना खुद से देखोगे उतना आपको फायदा होगा, right? And you will have more confidence also, because people who are sitting, people who are working in that bank branch, उनका तो काम बस एक ही चीज होता है, BOD and EOD, right? Beginning of the day when the audit work starts, and end of the day when the audit when the bank closes, right? So उनको इतना कुछ पढ़ा नहीं होता है, but when you are an auditor, right, you are eyes, ears and nose of the management. You are a person who are being assigned a particular job to see whether the branch functions properly or not. And on basis of your report, Reserve Bank of India, for your information, I'll let you know, Reserve Bank of India will upgrade or downgrade your cooperative banks. So please be very, very cautious with regards to your concurrent audit. आपका report सही में, it is going to be read by everyone. The branch people or the management वो नहीं पढ़ेंगे, but Reserve Bank of India, a statutory auditor of your particular branch, they are solely dependent on your audit report, right? So your audit report is a key document for them and for preparing their justification about the working of that branch. So be very, very cautious with regards to the preparation of report and conducting your audit. So whenever you put down any queries, say for example, we are conducting audit and we are checking account opening forms, right? Simple savings account opening forms. Nowadays, those position is such that savings accounts are opened merely on tablets. There is a process whereby an account opening form is now no more. So you just have to put your finger. There is a biometric device and the system will capture the data. And on that basis, the account will get open. Okay, we don't have any objection for that. Right. But this is very important with regards to the KYC. अभी जो आधार में जो डेटा कैप्चर होके आया है, the person is living somewhere else और डेटा आधार का कहीं और का है, right? So you have opened a bank account. Okay, right? There is no such problem. Account opening is done, right? But one good day it may happen that that person is having an address of a place in a city which is located somewhere else and the bank account is opened somewhere else. दोनों जगह city अलग अलग है, right? So an auditor or maybe sorry. So when an account is open, you as an auditor need to take additional evidence with regards to the present location of that particular person. अब ये चीजें पता होनी चाहिए, right? Let me share with you one particular instance. In one of the branches when we were conducting concurrent audit, it was a private sector bank. So an account was opened 2 days before a loan was taken, right? Say for example, today is 11th of October. So the account opened on 9th of October, right? On 11th of October, a loan was taken, right? Account was opened, genuine account.
Instead of his voting rights with one or more financial creditors jointly or severally, he is going to exercise the rights. Then subsection 6A, where a financial.
So account was open and there were no KYC queries. Perfect account was open. So after 2 days, the same account holder came and took gold loan. Gold loan is a product which is nowadays quite used to. So gold loan was taken. अभी गोल्ड लोन सीधा अमाउंट लोन का आपके अकाउंट में क्रेडिट हो गया, ठीक है, वो भी कोई इश्यू नहीं है, राइट? Once the account was credited with the amount of gold loan, immediately within half an hour, the person withdraw whole cash. सारा कैश उसने withdraw कर दिया, right? The loan was of around 13 lakhs. 13 लाख का गोल्ड लोन था, तो 13 लाख पूरा कैश withdraw कर लिया. Which account was that? It was a savings account. Then also there is not an issue, right? KYC full proof accounts. The only thing is this account may get reported with the income tax authorities, but that is all said and done. We are not concerned with that, right? Now our question is that are there some chances of money laundering? Who is the account holder? Now we just want to know this. So when you just deep dive into this particular transaction, you noticed that this account holder is none other than a worker working on a construction site. वो कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट पे काम करती हुई एक लेडी थी जिसने अकाउंट खोला था. अब उसके पास तो उतनी ज्वेलरी थी ही नहीं, right? See, when you avail a gold loan, no one is going to check whether you are real owner of that gold loan or, है ना? आप प्रॉपर्टी का लोन लेते हो तो प्रॉपर्टी का टाइटल होता है, वैल्यूएशन होता है, पेपर्स होता है. गोल्ड लोन में तो मैंने सोने का चेन पहना है, तो ultimately if you have got this gold chain which I am wearing, you are the owner, Now, this lady got the loan, right? The account was credited. She withdrew the cash, right? And the account thereafter was dormant. उस account में कोई transaction ही नहीं हुआ, correct? Now, this transactions has to be reported in CTR. CTR, I mean to say cash transaction report. And there are few transactions which are to be reported in STR, that is suspicious transactions report. Now, as an auditor, you have to check whether the bank has reported this transaction in cash transaction report, because this is, quite extraordinary cash withdrawn. We don't know who is the owner of that jewelry, is that gold loan has been availed, right? Then we went a bit deep into that particular transaction. Then we came to know that this account or this transaction was done by the builder himself, right? Builder खुद से उसने ज्वेलरी उसके नाम का लोन लिया और कैश विड्रॉ किया. Now all these things are impossible to check for an auditor doing routine audit. Now what you have checked? आपने क्या चेक किया है? अकाउंट ओपनिंग फॉर्म चेक किया, ठीक है. केवाईसी, पान कार्ड, आधार कार्ड, फोटोग्राफ, ओके, खेल खत्म हो गया. दिस इज व्हाट यू हैव डन. अब कंकरेंट ऑडिट में स्कोप में क्या बोलते हैं वो लोग? भाई चेक दी मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग प्रोविजंस, वेदर देयर हैज बीन सम मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग और देयर ड्यूटी इज टू चेक दी मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग एस्पेक्ट. अब वो तो आपने देखा ही नहीं. whether we have checked the transactions in those newly opened accounts, नए खाते खुले हैं उसके transactions हमने देखे हैं, और वो transactions इतने phenomenal है. आरटीजीएस आता है, कैश विड्रॉ होता है, आरटीजीएस आता है, कैश विड्रॉ होता है, राइट? सो somewhere or the other these are signals, these are problem signals. Frauds खाली लोन अकाउंट्स में नहीं होते हैं. Frauds do happen in routine savings and current account also. So it is our duty to check those things, right? We need to have a vigilant eye. और ये ज्यादातर सारी चीजें कहाँ होती है? ये सारी चीजें होती है नंबर 1 कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स में, नंबर 2 बैंक्स जो बेस्ड है रूरल एरियाज में. The banks which are based in rural areas, you will notice that all these problems do happen in those rural areas, right? Because there are no such checks which are to be followed, right? Latest एक नई चीज भी हो रही है बैंक्स में. बैंक्स आर आफ्टर इंक्रीजिंग बिजनेस. आप कोई भी बैंक में जाओगे कंकरेंट ऑडिट में, so majority of them are just focusing on सर कासा बढ़ाना है, कासा बढ़ाना है, करंट अकाउंट, सेविंग अकाउंट, वी नीड टू इंक्रीज अवर लो कॉस्ट डिपॉजिट, हमको और डिपॉजिट्स बढ़ानी है, हमको और डिपॉजिट्स बढ़ानी है. सो ये सब करते करते दे विल कीप ऑन ओपनिंग अकाउंट्स, राइट? डेली 25, 30, 40 अकाउंट्स दे विल ओपन. बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली एट द एंड ऑफ द मंथ व्हेन वी आस्क, सर ये आपने पूरे महीने में 200 अकाउंट्स खोले, 200 अकाउंट्स में से बैलेंस तो 100 अकाउंट में भी नहीं है. मेजोरिटी ऑफ अकाउंट्स में बैलेंसेस आर जीरो, राइट? Zero balance account. Then you ask a question whether there are transactions or whether there are provisions of having a zero balance accounts. No, there are no such provisions of zero balance accounts. Now what the banks have done, they have removed the non-maintenance of balance charges. So now there are no such thing like you have to charge if you don't maintain a particular balance as far as PSU banks are concerned. वो ज्यादातर निकल गया. Private banks वालों ने रखा है. बाकी PSU banks slowly and steadily they are removing that charges. So majority of accounts they do not have balances. Now what is the sense of opening such accounts? You are opening a bank account, but those bank accounts do not have any balance. उसमें तो पैसा ही नहीं है, right? Now account is opened in the month of October, November no transaction, December no transaction, January 26 immediately you get a NEFT of 5 lakh, right? And that 5 lakh is withdrawn in cash. How you are going to keep a check on such things? आपके पास तो कोई कंट्रोल ही नहीं है ये सारी चीजों का, right? And over here comes the use of artificial intelligence in banks and in concurrent audit. यहीं पे ना आपको इसका उपयोग करना है. आपको लगे कि नहीं भाई these accounts are suspicious, और randomly भी अगर आपको लगता है कि no, these accounts are such that I need to keep a check on them, right? So get the database, get an Excel sheet, get the bank statement, right? And after doing encryption of the confidential data, you can easily process that data and get the result. And you will come to know whether that account is having genuine banking transactions or not, right? One more thing for your information, with the advent of UPI, with the advent of, all these intermediaries like Cred or Google Pay or Paytm, what has happened? Banks are now reluctant to issue passbooks. मतलब पासबुक तो 2 दिन में खत्म हो जाती है, आप इतना ट्रांजेक्शन्स करते हो. नो you the other day you go to a temple and you are scanning a QR code to give some donation, correct? तो इतना ज्यादा यूपीआई ट्रांजेक्शन्स हो रहा है, करेक्ट, उसका कोई कंट्रोल नहीं है. फाइन, एग्रीड, यूपीआई ट्रांजेक्शंस आर हैपनिंग एंड देयर इज नो कंट्रोल. बट कहीं आपको ऐसा दिखे कि यूपीआई ट्रांजेक्शंस तो हो रहे हैं, सामने उसके साथ ही जुड़ा हुआ एक और कैश का ट्रांजेक्शन भी हो रहा है, राइट? जो फिर देन देयर इज अ इशू. भाई कनिष्क मेहता के अकाउंट में समवन हैज ट्रांसफर्ड money via UPI, right? And immediately that person has asked me कि तुम मेरे को कैश निकाल के दे दे. अब ये धंधा बड़े अच्छे से चल रहा है, राइट? एंड दीज अकाउंट्स आर यूज फॉर दैट पर्पस. ये सब पार्किंग अकाउंट्स की तरह यूज हो रहे हैं. दिस इज डेंजर साइंस एंड दिस एन ऑडिटर हैज टू हाईलाइट कि ये धंधा आपको बंद करना है. दिस थिंग्स और बैंक पीपल दे विल नॉट कीप अ चेक ऑन ऑल दिस थिंग्स. उनके पास इन चीजों का कोई कंट्रोल नहीं है, because they are into their routine work. उनका अपना रूटीन काम होता है. So it is your duty to highlight those things. One more example for you. When we visit, an ice cream parlor or maybe a kirana store, a grocery store, they keep on changing the QR codes. ना वो 3-4 QR कोड रखते हैं. क्यों 3-4 QR कोड रखते हैं? Because no, we learned the other day a person who was a pani puri wala, he got a GST notice. वो बेचारा एक का एक ही QR रखता था. वो वेजिटेबल वाले का QR टर्नओवर 58 लाख हो गया. एक ही QR में सब आता गया आता गया आता गया. So people keep 3-4 QRs, right? कोई इशू नहीं है, 3-4 QR रखो आप. प्रॉब्लम कब होता है? यू आर कीपिंग क्यूआर ऑफ अ पर्सन हु इज योर स्टाफ. आपके वहां जो नौकरी कर रहा है लड़का, उसका आपने क्यूआर वहां पर लगा के रखा है. अब एक स्टेज आगे जाकर आपने देखा कि वो लड़का जो था, राइट, ही वाज अर्निंग barely 5,000 10,000 per month. So when he filled up the account opening form with the bank, उसने जब अकाउंट खोल के रखा था तो his salary income was around 10 to 12,000 per month. अब उसके अकाउंट में रोज के लाख लाख रुपए जमा होने लगे, राइट? इमीडिएटली सर, योर अकाउंट ओपनिंग details in the system, in the core banking system, in whatever software they are using, वहां पर फिक्स थी कि भाई पूरे साल के 1.5-2 लाख रुपए का ये पगार इनको मिल रहा है. अब अचानक से आपने देखा कि भाई यहाँ तो दिन के लाख लाख रुपए जमा हो रहे हैं, राइट? इमीडिएटली दैट अकाउंट विल बी फ्रीज्ड. और अगर सिस्टम इसको फ्रीज नहीं करती है, जो कोऑपरेटिव बैंक में ऐसा प्रोसेस नहीं है, नेशनलाइज्ड बैंक में, पीएसयू बैंक्स में, प्राइवेट बैंक्स में उनका जो ऊपर से कंट्रोल होता है, तो ऐसे अकाउंट्स को वो इमीडिएटली फ्रीज कर देते हैं, बिकॉज दे हैव वायोलेटेड अ कंडीशन while filling up the account opening form. Account opening form का कंडीशन उन्होंने वायोलेट किया है, so they will freeze such accounts, right? But such control is not there in our cooperative banks. And that is why these accounts are used as a tool to launder money, right? What is the correct process? ऐसे accounts को आपको immediately बंद करना है. बंद नहीं करना है, उसको temporarily suspend करना है और उस पर्सन को बुलाना है, re-KYC करना है, right? You have to do know your customer process again. फिल अप द फॉर्म, और वो फॉर्म में अभी आप सुधार के लिखो कि भाई ट्रांजैक्शंस शुड बी 50 लाख टू 1 करोड़. उसके बाद आप कर सकते हो. आपने बोल के रखा कि भाई आपका इनकम ब्रैकेट है और आप उसके ज्यादा अकाउंट्स के ट्रांजैक्शन किए जा रहे हो और सिस्टम आपको परमिट कर रहा है, इट मीन्स दैट योर सिस्टम इज नॉट फुल प्रूफ, राइट? एज अ कंकरेंट ऑडिटर, व्हेन यू रिपोर्ट to the bank that the internal control systems, the IT related systems are all functioning very well. And if this is the case, then ultimately it's a violation. You are contradicting your own statement. तो आप कोई भी statement वहां पर mention करो, please make it a point that you re-verify that particular statement. It is very, very important, right? Don't forget to do that. One more thing, while writing the queries in audit report, in your concurrent audit report, do not write any vague queries. Vague, I mean to say that majority of accounts do not have KYC, right? Sir, be specific. Write down which accounts are not having which KYC. कौन से अकाउंट में पान कार्ड नहीं है, कौन से अकाउंट में रेसिडेंशियल प्रूफ नहीं है, कौन से अकाउंट में एड्रेस टैली नहीं हो रहा है. Be very very specific in which accounts you have got which problem. If you put down specific queries, then only your audit will have value and you will create value addition. But if you just put down vague queries, right, no one is going to listen to you. Okay. Then there is a concept of risk mitigation, right? That is identify and address operational risks. What are operational risks? Operational risks, मैं आपसे ना in banks, the most important term is revenue leakage. ना revenue leakage ये लोग बोलते हैं revenue leakage आप पकड़ो. Revenue leakage, no, that is the most trickiest of thing to catch. Say for example, loan processing charges. अब सही में तो क्या होना चाहिए कि जो भी प्रोसेसिंग चार्जेस है, ये सब जो भी चार्जेस है, दे शुड बी रिकवर्ड सिस्टम बेस्ड, बराबर है. पर ऐसा नहीं होता है. कई जगह क्या होता है पता है आपको कि रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट भी जो होता है, लोन का रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, वो रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट भी ड्रॉप डाउन मेनू में आता है. तो रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट से फॉर एग्जांपल हमारी हाउसिंग लोन का 8% है, सिस्टम में डाल के रखा है 7.5%. अभी ये होना ही नहीं चाहिए भाई. 10 साल का लोन है तो 8% का रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट है तो इट शुड गेट फ्रीज्ड. बट आपने क्या किया है, 10 साल का लोन है, 8% वहां पर खुला है, और जो एंट्री कर रहा है इंसान, उसने 8% की जगह वहां पर 7.5% डाल दिया. सीधा आधा परसेंट का फर्क. लोन थी 50 लाख की, सिस्टम ने चालू कर दिया गिनना ब्याज 7.5% के हिसाब से, 0.5 रह गया, किसी ने वो देखा नहीं, राइट ना. ऑडिटर ने लोन डॉक्यूमेंट्स जब चेक किए तो सिस्टम में एक बार चेक किया कि जो लोन डॉक्यूमेंट्स में लिखा है क्या वही रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, वही ईएमआई, वही प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट, वही लोन का अमाउंट, ये सारी चीजें क्या सिस्टम के साथ टैली हो रही है. एंड एन ऑडिटर यू नीड टू चेक दैट ऑल्सो. ओनली डॉक्यूमेंटेशन चेक नहीं करना है, आपको सिस्टम में भी ये सारी चीजें चेक करनी है, राइट. और रैंडमली ब्याज भी एक बार आप गिन के रखो 1 महीने का कि भाई जो सिस्टम ब्याज गिन रही है क्या वो तो बराबर है कि नहीं. बिकॉज आप जितनी भी चीजें करने वाले हो ना, और कोई नहीं करने वाला है. नो वन एल्स इज गोइंग टू डू एनीथिंग एल्स. यू एज अ कंकरेंट ऑडिटर, you can check the interest, you can check the charges, you will check everything, but no one else is going to do anything else. And when you talk about loans, the most riskiest of all things are कैश क्रेडिट अकाउंट्स. हम बाद में करेंगे कैश क्रेडिट अकाउंट्स, वो एक अलग विषय हो जाएगा. सीसी अकाउंट्स आर द मोस्ट वल्नरेबल अकाउंट्स बिकॉज majority of CC accounts are used where there is a big diversion of funds, right? And diversion of funds is taken very seriously by Reserve Bank of India. बहुत seriously वो लोग लेते हैं. पैसा जहां पर है, इमेजिन करिए कि आपने नया 4 व्हीलर खरीदा है और आपका सीसी अकाउंट है. वो 4 व्हीलर आप उपयोग कर रहे हो अपने पर्सनल यूज के लिए, और आपका सीसी अकाउंट है वो वर्किंग कैपिटल के लिए है, और वो सीसी अकाउंट में से आपके 4 व्हीलर का ईएमआई जा रहा है, राइट. तो यू विल से दैट नो, नथिंग इज रॉन्ग, माय सीसी अकाउंट इज विद इन लिमिट, उसके लिमिट बची हुई थी तो आई एम यूजिंग इट, राइट. बट ये पूरा टेक्निकली गलत है. सीसी का पर्पस है वर्किंग कैपिटल. आपकी गाड़ी का ईएमआई कहाँ वर्किंग कैपिटल है? आपका गाड़ी का ईएमआई वर्किंग कैपिटल नहीं है. हाँ, अगर आपने कोई लोन लिया था मशीनरी का और वो मशीनरी का ईएमआई सीसी अकाउंट से जाता है, देन वी कैन थिंक कि भाई ओके इट इज यूज्ड फॉर द बिजनेस पर्पस, देन आल्सो इट इज विथ राइडर. CC means pure CC. It has to be used for the purpose of working capital. Right. If it is used other than working capital, then of course there is big diversion of funds, and it has to be brought to the notice of the management that there is a diversion of funds. Next are cash transactions. Cash transactions का monitoring आप कैसे करोगे? No, in majority of banks they are using some softwares. एक तो है Finacle, एक है बैंक्स 24, जो दोनों बहुत फेमस सॉफ्टवेयर है, टीसीएस का है, एक इन्फोसिस का है. दे आर यूजिंग दैट सॉफ्टवेयर. अदर सॉफ्टवेयर्स आर आल्सो मोर और लेस रिलेटेड टू दिस टू बेसिक सॉफ्टवेयर्स, राइट. अब कैश डेली में क्या होता है, कल के जितने ट्रांजेक्शन हुए होते हैं, जितने भी कल का पूरा बैंकिंग खत्म हो जाए, एंड ऑफ द डे हो जाए, डे एंड हो जाए, उसके बाद सिस्टम आपको बहुत सारे रिपोर्ट्स आज फेंक कर देगी, राइट. सो 10th के रिपोर्ट 11th को आएंगे. अब आप जब 11th को ऑडिट में जाओगे तो you'll have bunch of reports, 70 80 90 100 reports will be there, system generated reports. यही रिपोर्ट आपको काम आएंगे. इसमें से आप पकड़ो रैंडमली, एवर रिपोर्ट ऑफ कैश ट्रांजेक्शंस, ले लो कैश ट्रांजेक्शंस का रिपोर्ट, राइट. और उसके अंदर आप देखो कौन सी पार्टी है जो रेगुलरली ज्यादा कैश विड्रॉ कर रही है, राइट. एंड इफ by your observation you notice that a specific party is there who is regularly withdrawing cash at regular intervals, right, and that appears, then you have to brought to the notice कि भाई ये इतना cash जा कहाँ रहा है, right. See, in that case what you can do, if that account is a cash credit account, a cash credit means that the security is stock and book debits, so you can instantly check for the stock statement of that particular borrower. अच्छा, इतना कर लिया स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट के बाद, और आपको और ज्यादा डाउट लगता है, व्हाट यू कैन डू, यू कैन जस्ट आस्क द ब्रांच मैनेजर, लेट अस गो एंड डू अ साइट विजिट. चलो चलते हैं वहां पर और उसका गोडाउन देख कर आते हैं, उसकी फैक्ट्री देख कर आते हैं. बोले इतना कैश वो ले जाता है, वो जा कहाँ है? अभी तो ना दिवाली है ना होली है, कोई त्योहार है, राइट. इफ यू आर इन दैट सीजन, नाउ तो इट इज अ दिवाली, बट इफ nothing is there, still there are so many cash withdrawals, तो भाई इतना पैसा जा कहाँ रहा है, राइट. देन व्हेन यू गो एंड विजिट ओवर देयर एंड यू नोटिस कि 10 में से 2 मशीन ही चल रहे हैं, 8 तो बंद पड़े हुए हैं, राइट. देन देयर इज अ डाउट कि भाई सिस्टम यहाँ से पैसा जा तो रहा है, प्रोडक्शन तो हो नहीं रहा है, पगार तो हो नहीं रही है, तो पैसा जा कहाँ रहा है, राइट. Such is the case, and it is your duty to bring it to the notice of the management कि भाई ये कहीं ना कहीं there is a diversion of funds which you should stop, correct. Okay. फिर फोर एस्पेक्ट आ जाता है, लोन्स एंड एडवांसेस, जो सब चार्टर सब कॉस्ट अकाउंटेंट्स या सब प्रोफेशनल्स देखते हैं. दैट इज सैंक्शन, डिसबर्समेंट एंड डॉक्यूमेंटेशन. बराबर. सैंक्शन क्यों लिखा है? व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट द लोन डॉक्यूमेंट्स, आपको दो तीन चीजें देखनी है. एक प्री सैंक्शन, फिर ड्यू डिलिजेंस, फिर पोस्ट सैंक्शन कंडीशंस, पोस्ट डिसबर्समेंट कंडीशंस, एंड लास्ट पार्ट इज डॉक्यूमेंटेशन. ये सारी चीजें आपको देखनी है. अकॉर्डिंग टू मी एंड वॉट एवर पास्ट नो माई एक्सपीरियंस, जो मैडम ने मेरा इंट्रोडक्शन भी दिया इतना अच्छा आया, तो कोई भी लोन ऐसा नहीं आएगा जिसके अंदर एक भी ऑब्जर्वेशन नेगेटिव ना हो. एक ना दो नेगेटिव ऑब्जर्वेशन तो होते ही है, बिकॉज जब लोन किसी को लेनी होती है ना, तो वो लोन बहुत जल्दी जल्दी में लोन लेता है, राइट. और बैंक वाले को भी क्या है, लोन जल्दी जल्दी में देना है. सो समहाउ और द अदर कई चीजें चूक जाती, फिर वो जो चीजें चूक जाती है वो कभी याद नहीं रहती है. दोज थिंग्स रिमेन एज इट इज फॉर एवर. फिर आप जब ऑडिटर वो फाइल देखने जाते हो, आप बोलेगे भाई ये पेपर नहीं है, वो पेपर नहीं है, सर वो बहुत जल्दी में था इसलिए हमने लोन दे दी उनको, राइट. अब रह गया होगा, हम बाद में ऐड कर देंगे. अब बाद में कब वो ऐड करेंगे हमें पता नहीं है. अब उसने बोला बाद में ऐड कर देंगे, आपने अपने ऑडिट रिपोर्ट में लिखा नहीं, राइट. 2 महीने हो गए, 3 महीने हो गए, वो चीज अभी भी आई नहीं है. अच्छा, उतने अरसे में उनका इंटरनल इंस्पेक्शन आया, तो उनका इंस्पेक्टर आया हेड ऑफिस से, और इंस्पेक्टर ने चेक किया कि भाई ये लोन डॉक्यूमेंट्स में तो जो इंपॉर्टेंट पेपर था सबसे, वो तो था ही नहीं, और उस महीने के कंकरेंट ऑडिटर ने तो वो लिखा ही नहीं, और उसके बाद के 3 महीने में भी नहीं लिखा. इट मीन्स दैट द ऑडिट क्वालिटी इज पुअर, right. So please do not rely on whatever statements they are making till you get the document in your hand, right. Do not do anything wrong. Write it down in your audit report that this document is not available. You have to be alert with this regard. Okay. नेक्स्ट मुद्दा है आपका नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट का एनपीए. एनपीए मुझे बोलने को बोल दो, मैं 2 घंटे खाली एनपीए पे बोल दूंगा, बट विल कट इट शॉर्ट. नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट सही में नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट होते ही क्यों है, वो होने ही नहीं चाहिए नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट, इट शुड नॉट हैपन, राइट। अगर आप कंकरेंट ऑडिटर हो, आप रेगुलरली ब्रांच में जा रहे हो, तो एनपीए का तो प्रश्न ही नहीं होता है। आप उनका ध्यान बारी बारी से बोलते रहो कि भाई देखो ये अकाउंट है, ये कभी ना कभी मरने वाला है, आप इसको बचाओ, राइट। व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम, you can easily highlight 10 accounts, 20 accounts, 30 accounts. So these are the accounts according to us which sooner or later may slip into non-performing asset. And that is why Reserve Bank of India 2 years back have came out with a circular with regards to special monitoring accounts, SMA वो बोलते हैं SMA 0, SMA 1, SMA 2, right? अगर वो SMA 1 और SMA 2 की कैटेगरी में है तो those accounts are to be taken care of. दे आर वेरी वेरी सेंसिटिव, खास करके SMA2 कर तो हमको बहुत ज्यादा ही ध्यान रखना पड़ता है, क्योंकि ये कभी ना कभी ये नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट बन ही जाएंगे, राइट। बट व्हाट इज द ड्यूटी ऑफ एन ऑडिटर, द ड्यूटी ऑफ एन ऑडिटर इज टू प्रिवेंट एंड प्रोटेक्ट द एसेट्स ऑफ द बैंक। प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ एसेट्स माने प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ आवर loans and advances and improving the quality of advances, right? So that is the duty of the auditor. Once again, with regards to cooperative banks, you have to be very very cautious. Cooperative banks में ना आपको बहुत ज्यादा cautious रहना पड़ता है, correct? Private sector और PSU banks में ठीक है, but in cooperative banks, the only thing is the level of knowledge is somewhat limited, right? So they rely on you. आपको भी कई बार पूछते होंगे वो, अगर ऑलरेडी कंकरेंट ऑडिटर हो कोई कोऑपरेटिव बैंक में, कि सर इसकी एंट्री हम कैसे करें, इसको हम कैसे करें। सो इन दैट केस you will be a part and parcel of sharing the details with them. कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, you can do all these things, but when it comes down to your audit report, you should be thoroughly satisfied with whatever you have written, and then only put down the same things in black and white, right? Okay. So KYC and AML, anti-money laundering compliance, they are laying more stress on all these things. Know your customer, right? And there is a process now as per the latest circular of RBI that you have to conduct a KYC every 2 years, right? And they have eased down the process of KYC. थोड़ा easing भी कर दिया है, इतना कुछ difficult नहीं है, right? So they are easing out the process, but that KYC is a regular process and you have to take care of all these things. सिस्टम में से आपको ना रिपोर्ट आ जाएगा कि कौन से अकाउंट्स में ऐसा है कि जिनका केवाईसी ड्यू हो गया है। से फॉर एग्जांपल केवाईसी ड्यू इन 24, 26, 19, 20, 18, राइट। तो भाई 18 में अगर केवाईसी ड्यू हो गया है तो केवाईसी क्यों कंप्लीट नहीं किया है। सो एज एन ऑडिटर यू हैव टू ब्रिंग इट टू द नोटिस ऑफ मैनेजमेंट। देखो भाई इसका केवाईसी ड्यू हो गया है, इन्होंने तो केवाईसी करवाया नहीं है। सो इट इज हाई टाइम दैट यू कंडक्ट द केवाईसी ऑफ दैट। केवाईसी का मीनिंग बिल्कुल नहीं है कि आपको वो हार्ड कॉपी लेनी है, पैन कार्ड, आधार कार्ड, फोटो की, ऐसा कुछ होता नहीं है। नाउ तो इट इज वेरी सिंपल, राइट। यू कंप्लीट दैट प्रोसेस ऑनलाइन एंड इट इज डन, करेक्ट। फिर आता है रेवेन्यू लीकेजेस, एंड एरिया ऑफ इनकम लॉस। अब आई विल गिव यू एन एग्जांपल व्हाट दे डू जनरली बैंक पीपल, जो जीएसटी के लॉ के भी विरुद्ध है। ऑल्दो आई एम नॉट एन एक्सपर्ट इन जीएसटी, बट समहाउ और द अदर दे आर वायोलेटिंग दिस प्रोविजंस। So one of my check was returned, right, and the system charged 200 plus 18% in my bank account. So 236 was debited. That was a check return charges. So I requested them that see I am your concurrent auditor, आप मेरे से पैसा मत लो। तो उन्होंने मेरे को रिवर्स कर दिया, बराबर। अब रिवर्स मेरे को क्या किया उन्होंने रिवर्स किया खाली 200 रुपया, 36 रुपया उन्होंने जीएसटी भर दिया, बराबर है। 36 रुपया जीएसटी भर दिया, बराबर है, और 200 रुपया मुझे रिवर्स कर दिया। सो इन द check return charge income account, it will be seen like this, that 200 credited, 200 debited, और जो 36 रुपया जीएसटी मैंने इनको दिया था वो 36 रुपया तो आप देखिए कि वो चला गया जीएसटी डिपार्टमेंट में, अब कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बैंक ने कुछ गलत नहीं किया है। अब वो 36 रुपए की मैं क्रेडिट लूंगा, बिकॉज आई एम गोइंग टू क्लेम इट एज ITC, मेरे वहां में दिख जाएगा, उन्होंने GST रिटर्न भरा है। तो नाउ अगेन आई एम नॉट एन एक्सपर्ट इन GST, बट व्हाट विल हैपन, दिस 36 रुपीज ऑफ क्रेडिट विच आई एम गोइंग टू टेक, ये तो मेरा, ये तो पूरा रिवर्स हो गया है, मेरे को ITC उसका मिल गया क्योंकि उन्होंने उसको वहां पर दिखा दिया, राइट। तो actually what should be the correct process, process should be that they should have filed a credit note, पूरा रिवर्स कर लेते और GST भी रिवर्स कर लेते, that should have been the correct process, but instead of them वो लोग ये प्रोसेस कर रहे हैं, right, somewhere or the other, once again this is wrong, ये भी गलत है, right. And again, it is not a part and parcel of our duty, but if you are a concurrent auditor, your duty is to highlight all these things in your concurrent audit, right. Next is fraud monitoring, timely reporting of suspicious activities. Now, how you will define what is suspicious and what is not suspicious, right? So, suspicious activities, I mean to say, a very simple example. Someone is visiting the safe deposit locker every day. कोई एक आदमी है जो रोज 4 बजे लॉकर में आता है, 4:30 को लॉकर बंद होता है, 4 बजे लॉकर में आता है, 4:15 को चला जाता है, एंड दिस थिंग ही इज डूइंग सिंस लास्ट 30 days, यही कर रहा है। अब लॉकर उसका है, चाबी उसके पास है, हमें कोई लेना देना नहीं, इसमें कोई फाइनेंशियल ट्रांजैक्शंस नहीं है, हमें कोई लेना देना नहीं, लॉकर वो ऑपरेट कर रहा है, ठीक है। और अगर वो ज्यादा ही ऑपरेट कर रहा है तो अगर बैंक की जो पॉलिसी होगी उस हिसाब से हम उससे चार्ज भी लेने का, यहाँ भी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। नाउ व्हाट एज एन ऑडिटर यू हैव टू थिंक, थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट है बट व्हाट यू कैन थिंक, इस पार्टी का बैंक अकाउंट चलो जाकर देखते हैं, ये रोज लॉकर में आता है, इसका बैंक अकाउंट पे एक नजर लगा देते हैं क्या हो रहा है, राइट, कुछ तो हो रहा होगा, right. So when you observe the bank account of that person, right, so you'll notice that in his bank account, right, there are big credits, बड़े बड़े वॉल्यूम की क्रेडिट्स आ रही है, राइट, और उसका बैलेंस बढ़े जा रहा है। अब which account he is using, he is using savings account, इतनी ह्यूज क्रेडिट सेविंग्स अकाउंट्स में क्यों आ रही है, एंड यू कैन इजीली ट्रेस द सोर्स ऑफ दोस क्रेडिट्स, कहां से वो आ रहे हैं पैसे, UTR नंबर से। तो समवे और द अदर दैट पर्सन इज गेटिंग दोस क्रेडिट्स फ्रॉम अ बुलियन मर्चेंट, राइट। सो कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा हो रहा है कि यहाँ उसके अकाउंट में पैसे जमा हो रहे हैं, तो कौन जमा कर रहा है, कोई बुलियन ट्रेडर जमा कर रहा है। अच्छा, ये पैसे जमा हो रहे हैं, ये भाई रोज लॉकर में आ रहे हैं, तो लॉकर से ले क्या जा रहे हैं हमें नहीं पता है, बट इससे कहीं ना कहीं हमें थोड़ा अंदाज आ रहा है कि ये सोना दे रहा है, पैसे ले रहा है, राइट। नाउ वंस अगेन हमें इससे कुछ ऐसा हो नहीं रहा है, बट वी कैन एटलीस्ट आस्क द मैनेजमेंट और आस्क द बैंक ब्रांच पीपल, सर इस अकाउंट को आप STR में डाल दो, सस्पिशियस ट्रांजेक्शन्स में, ये तो आप कर ही सकते हो। और दूसरा आप एक काम कर लो, अगर सिस्टम खुद से रिस्क कैटेगरी बदलती नहीं है, लिस्ट नो देयर आर 3 रिस्क, लो रिस्क, मीडियम रिस्क एंड हाई रिस्क, अगर सिस्टम खुद से रिस्क कैटेगरी बदलती नहीं है तो यू रिक्वेस्ट द मैनेजमेंट टू द ब्रांच, सर इसका खाता आप हाई रिस्क में डाल दो पूरा, क्योंकि यहाँ पर हमको कुछ गड़बड़ दिख रही है, राइट। सो दीज आर द थिंग्स विच यू कैन हाईलाइट ना। अब वो जमाना गया कि हम फॉर्म देखते थे, फॉर्म पे साइन देखते थे, सिक्का नहीं है वो देखते थे। नाउ अवर नो रोल इज समवॉट डिफरेंट, ये हमको थोड़ा बहुत उल्टा सीधा सोचना पड़ेगा, राइट। तो वो कहावत है भाई, चोर को पकड़ना है तो चोर की तरह सोचो, राइट, भले हम चोर नहीं है। सो यू हैव टू थिंक ऑन दैट लाइंस। And when you are a concurrent auditor, there is always some sort of an internal competition going on, because there are so many audits going on in a cooperative bank. Stock audit, risk-based internal audit, concurrent audit, statutory audit, RBI inspection, right? Systems audit, operational audit, मैनेजमेंट ऑडिट, सो मेनी ऑडिट्स आर गोइंग ऑन, राइट? तो जब आप लोग भी जाते हो ना वहां पर, तो वो ब्रांच वाले भी बोलते हैं कि भाई हम लोग थक गए हैं, सो मेनी ऑडिटर्स आर कमिंग एंड वी आर एग्जॉस्टेड, वी आर टायर्ड, करेक्ट? बट देन you need not consider those things. You have to do your work properly. Right. So this is what I was talking about. This is as per the latest circular of Reserve Bank of India, mule accounts. इस पर आप जरा ज्यादा ध्यान देना। ये म्यूल अकाउंट सब फ्रॉड प्रोन अकाउंट्स है, राइट? और ये फ्रॉड प्रोन अकाउंट्स में पैसा कहाँ से आ रहा है हमें पता नहीं है, राइट? See, let me just share with you this latest example. As we are in this capital market boom, अभी सब लोग आंख बंद करके पैसा लगा रहे हैं, लगा रहे हैं, बराबर है। अब हमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। दिवाली है, मार्केट में मंदी है, पैसा नहीं है लोगों के पास, तो इतने सारे पब्लिक इश्यूज में पैसा आ कहाँ से रहा है? नो, दैट क्वेश्चन शुड कम इन योर माइंड ऑल्सो इफ यू आर एन ऑडिटर। मेरे मन में तो तुरंत आता है कि भाई ये 4.5 लाख करोड़ रुपया आया कहाँ से जो आईपीओ में गया? 4.5 लाख करोड़ रुपीज, इट इज इक्विवेलेंट टू डिफेंस बजट ऑफ आवर कंट्री। अपने भारत का डिफेंस बजट जो होता है, इतना पैसा तो इन्होंने एक कंपनी का आईपीओ में डाल दिया है, ठीक है? अब इतना पैसा आ कहां से रहा है? करेक्ट। एंड द सेकंड थिंग विच वी नोटिस इज, यहाँ पैसा आ रहा है, सामने दूसरी जगह पर आप चेक करोगे तो बैंक का जो एनपीए है वो बढ़ रहा है। तो बैंक के लोन के पैसे देने के लिए आपके पास नहीं है, पर मार्केट में पैसे डालने के लिए आपके पास है, राइट? Few more things which you need to understand. After 22nd of September, with this this GST Bachat Utsav, we have all read in newspapers and in headlines that the sales of cars have increased by 72%. The electronic products or so-called white goods have increased by 75%. Right? ये सारी चीजें भी बढ़ रही है। कहीं ना कहीं एक और डेटा भी आया है, that data also you need to keep a check because you are conducting a concurrent audit of a bank. वहां ऐसा बोला गया है कि people in India are taking more personal loans. अब ये एक बड़ी विचित्र घटना है। पर्सनल लोन लोग ले रहे हैं विदाउट एनी सिक्योरिटी। सो 13%, 14%, 15%, 16% पे लोग पैसे दे रहे हैं। 18%, 21%, वो नहीं, आपके पास एसएमएस आता है, यू क्लिक द एसएमएस एंड द मनी विल कम टू द क्रेडिट ऑफ योर अकाउंट, राइट? सो दीज आर पर्सनल लोन्स। पर्सनल लोन्स आर इंक्रीजिंग एंड अभी ऑडिटर का रोल क्या है? अगर पर्सनल लोन बढ़ रही है, दिस पर्सनल लोन्स आर विदाउट कोलेटरल, इसमें कोई कोलेटरल नहीं है, कोई सिक्योरिटी नहीं है, तो विदाउट एनी कोलेटरल्स पर्सनल लोन बढ़ रही है। तो उसके साथ साथ एक और न्यूज भी आया कि क्विक मोर्टालिटी भी बढ़ रही है। व्हाट इज क्विक मोर्टालिटी? क्विक मोर्टालिटी इज नथिंग बट व्हेन अ person who has borrowed money could not repay that money, right, and the account turns out to be a non-performing asset within a period of 1 year, those accounts are considered as quick mortality accounts, right? भारत में जितना क्रेडिट ग्रोथ हुआ पिछले 2-5 सालों में, तो उसमें सबसे ज्यादा क्रेडिट ग्रोथ हुआ है पर्सनल अकाउंट्स में, दिस पर्सनल लोन्स में, नॉट मे बी हाउसिंग लोन, नॉट व्हीकल लोन, नॉट इंडस्ट्रियल लोन, बट पर्सनल लोन्स में। दिस आर मे बी सो कॉल्ड, ये अच्छा है पर मेरे हिसाब से समवे और द अदर इट हैज टू बी इंट्रोस्पेक्टेड, इतना अच्छा भी नहीं है, बराबर? ओके, सो म्यूल अकाउंट्स में प्रोसीड्स ऑफ फ्रॉड, साइबर क्राइम्स, स्कैम्स, है ना, ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ क्रिमिनल, नाम किसी और का, पैसे किसी और के खाते में पैसे कहीं से आ जाते हैं, सो दीज आर ऑल कंसिडर्ड एज म्यूल अकाउंट्स। कोई अकाउंट जो डॉर्मेंट अवस्था में था, इनऑपरेटिव पड़ा हुआ था, अचानक से उसके अंदर ट्रांजेक्शन्स चालू हो जाते हैं, राइट? सो ऑडिटर हैज टू ब्रिंग टू द रिपोर्ट ऑल दीज थिंग्स। The account holder is called a money mule and act as an intermediary knowingly or unknowingly. So आप एक intermediary बन जाते हो due to all these things, right? So this is known as mule account. Okay. अब इनसे ऑडिटर को क्या ध्यान रखना है इन सब चीजों से, राइट? So unusual or inconsistent transactions, multiple inward remittances from different sources, right? कहीं से भी पैसा आ रहा है, right? मल्टीपल आ रहा है, एक दिन में 2, 3, 4, 5, जैसे ही जमा होता है कैश निकल जाता है, रैपिड कैश विड्रॉल्स पोस्ट क्रेडिट्स, अकाउंट ओपन होता है, इसमें ज्यादा एक्टिविटी कुछ हुई नहीं है, पर धड़ाधड़ ये ट्रांजैक्शंस चालू हो जाते हैं, राइट? सो दीज आर साइंस कि ये अकाउंट म्यूल अकाउंट की तरह उसको ट्रीट किया जा रहा है. नेक्स्ट, use of student or low income profiles for large value transactions. I've already given you that example of a person whose income levels were low and those accounts were used for heavy transactions, right? Even student accounts. Now, each student, school students have got their own accounts as per the government guidelines, right? But who is going to keep a check on those accounts, whether those accounts are used for proper purpose or not? उनमें तो पर्पज ये होता है कि उसके अंदर स्कॉलरशिप जमा होनी चाहिए, राइट? बराबर है, पर पैसे क्या क्या जमा होते हैं वी नेवर नो. ओके, नाउ व्हाट आरबीआई सेज विथ रिगार्ड्स टू कंकरेंट ऑडिट, राइट? भाई 3 कैटेगरी है. नंबर 1, वो ब्रांचेस जहां लार्ज एडवांसेस हैं, बड़े बड़े एडवांसेस है, उनका कंकरेंट ऑडिट आप करवाओ. नंबर 2, ब्रांच हैंडलिंग फॉरेन एक्सचेंज, जहां पर फॉरेन एक्सचेंज के ज्यादातर कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स में तो उनको परमिशन ही नहीं है फॉरेन एक्सचेंज की. और फिर जो होता है वो हाई वॉल्यूम ट्रांजैक्शन ब्रांचेस. अब कोई ब्रांच में 3 करोड़ 4 करोड़ 5 करोड़ का डेली कैश विड्रॉल्स होता है, कोई ब्रांच में क्लियरिंग ज्यादा होता है, उस ब्रांचेस का आप कंकरेंट ऑडिट कराओ, right? So that RBI has left to the concerned banks to decide which branches are to be covered under the concurrent audit, right? So again, what RBI says that concurrent audit should cover at least 50% of advances. 50% advances cover हो जाना चाहिए उनका, और major operations भी हो जाने चाहिए. And audit should be, of course, now the cost accountants are eligible for conducting this concurrent audit. I think all the banks, when they come out with the empanelment form, they are putting it down in very crystal clear words that practicing cost accountants who are having that COP, they are eligible. So you can also apply for this concurrent audit, stock audit. You are eligible. So you can apply because it is a part of internal audit. So you are eligible. And in, I think in Gujarat, so many cooperative banks are appointing cost accountants as concurrent audit. So इसमें कुछ इतना difficult नहीं है. You are all eligible. And I think you can do concurrent audit very well. मेरे हिसाब से आप इसको अच्छे से कर भी सकते हो, right? इतना कुछ इसमें है नहीं. You just need to stick to that proper guidance note and proper way of working. You need to have a proper format to cover all the activities of a particular branch. Of course, you cannot cover each and every activity, but still you will cover majority of activities, and then you will have reasonable assurance that no, you have done everything correct, right? Of course, by doing all these things, you will not be loved by anyone, but then your reporting quality will be good, correct? Now, the latest development, let me share with you what is happening. Reserve Bank of India is calling number 1 statutory auditors of cooperative banks. वो statutory auditors जो होते हैं cooperative banks को, उनको भी बुला रहे हैं. Then they are also asking questions to the concurrent auditors of key branches who are having voluminous transactions. जैसे advances बहुत ज्यादा है, उनको भी बुलाकर पूछ रहे हैं कि भाई tell something about the branch, the activities of that branch. So they are asking to the auditors. So Reserve Bank of India is taking audit very seriously, and it's the most sensitive assignment. Reserve Bank of India also has given the job of monitoring of that particular bank to 3 category of people. Number 1 is they are appointing a CCO. CCO means Chief Compliance Officer. Next is CRO, that is Chief Risk Officer, the person who will take care about risk. And the third one is, of course, RBIA, that is Risk-Based Internal Auditor. It is also known as HIA, Head of Internal Audit. ये 3 लोग जो ऐसे हैं, कि they are people of RBI, bank staff, right? But they are solely, reportable to the Reserve Bank of India. अगर बैंक में कुछ भी उल्टा सीधा होता है, बैंक में कुछ भी कुछ गड़बड़ होती है, ये होता है, वो होता है, so Reserve Bank of India will directly ask this three category of people. सर आप लोग हैं, हमारे आंख कान नाक यहाँ पर, आपने क्या देखा और आप हमें बताइए, right? You should bring it to our notice. So this is what Reserve Bank of India is asking. The three category of people, right? And our role as a concurrent auditor, we are a part of the head of internal audit. So we are a part of the internal audit. Okay. Now, okay, let us start the process of concurrent audit. That what is the process of concurrent audit? So this process we have to follow, right, while conducting the concurrent audit. Number one, the planning stage, right? So first, you need to understand what is the bank's activity. Now, when a particular branch is allotted to you for concurrent audit, now आपको check करना है, भाई whether that branch is having more deposits, branch is having more advances, or maybe branch is having only routine transactions. So what sort of bank operations that particular branch is having, that you need to understand. On that basis, the second level will be, we will prepare an audit plan, right? That how much man hours have to be devoted, how the work has to be carried on. तो पूरा प्लान उसके बाद बनेगा, पर पहले you need to understand what is the what are the basic operations of that particular branch. And for that, how you will come to know this, you have to visit the branch, you have to sit over there, right? And you have to see how things are being done, how staff is working, how they are talking with people, right? So as I said earlier in the initial part of my presentation, that as an auditor, your focus will be on everything. फाइनेंशियल नॉन फाइनेंशियल, आपको सारी चीजों का ध्यान रखना है, राइट? तो आपको सारी चीजें पता होनी चाहिए, राइट? कई बार ऐसा होता है कि बैंक ब्रांच में कई कस्टमर्स ऐसे होते हैं जो रेगुलरली आते ही रहते हैं, राइट? उनका कुछ काम ना हो तो भी वो दोपहर में आकर बैठ जाएंगे. दे विल सिट इन द आफ्टरनून एंड so they don't have any work, so they'll come and sit every afternoon. So you can easily ask them, ये महानुभाव रोज क्यों आते रहते हैं, right? Is that person your staff? बोला नहीं, इनका ऐसा ही रोज आते रहते, correct? So somehow or the other, you have to keep all these things in mind while conducting the concurrent audits. एक पार्ट में जब अपना प्रेजेंटेशन खत्म होगा, मैं डिस्कस करूंगा कि हाउसकीपिंग इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इन एनी कंकरेंट ऑडिट. हाउसकीपिंग बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. हाउसकीपिंग आई मीन टू से दैट नो प्रॉपर फाइलिंग ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट्स, राइट? Approach of the sub staff in documentation, maintenance of proper registers, ये सारी चीजें बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट होती है. Next is execution stage, real time examination of transactions, right? As the name suggests, concurrent audit. So as and when the transaction will happen, you will check it out. So what happened? The latest ये सब जो सेम डे क्लियरिंग हुआ, उससे क्या गड़बड़ हुई, थोड़ा देख लो उसमें क्या concurrent auditor का role हुआ. So the check was deposited, right? And तो आया clearing में. Now when the check comes in clearing, it has to be scanned. MICR scanning होता है, वो उसका image आ रहा है, और फिर वहां पर the person who is authorizing, banks work into base maker and checker. जब वो maker अंदर एंटर कर लेता है, चेकर को वो चेक करना है कि अकाउंट नंबर और अमाउंट सेम है कि नहीं है, राइट? तो मैं मेकर हूं, मैंने एंट्री कर दी है. अब मेरे ऊपर का जो स्टाफ है वो चेकर है, इज द जनरल मैनेजर और मे बी द ऑफिसर. सो ही इज चेकिंग द थिंग्स. अब उसने चेक में नेग्लिजेंस कर दी. मेरी तो गलती हुई थी एंट्री करने में, तो इंस्टेड ऑफ डिपोजिटिंग और इंस्टेड ऑफ राइटिंग अकाउंट नंबर 21, आई रोट 31, right? And 1 lakh rupees was the amount. So now when the scanning was done, the checker also missed out that thing and the account got credited, that is account number 31. अब 31 अकाउंट में पैसा चला गया 1 लाख रुपया, 21 अकाउंट में जाना था उसकी जगह 31 में चला गया. On next day, the vouchers were ready. I went over there. Now my team wants to do vouching. So they were checking that in which account what amount was going. वो चेक कर रहे थे. उनको पता चला कि भाई ये तो अकाउंट नंबर 21 था, नाम इसका अलग था, यहाँ पर 31 में चला गया 1 लाख रुपया, राइट. So now since these things have been highlighted instantly, you will bring this to the notice of that person. सर आपका मेकर चेकर होते हुए भी wrong posting हो गया है, which is which you have done, right. Now अनफॉर्चुनेटली से फॉर एग्जाम्पल यहाँ तो ऐसा नहीं हुआ, पार्टी का अकाउंट में थे, पार्टी ने पैसे थे तो इन्होंने रिवर्स कर दिए. पर अगर मेरे खाते में पैसे आ गए हैं और मैं ये पैसे उड़ा दिए अल्टीमेटली, सो इन दैट केस हु इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल, राइट. द पर्सन हु इज मेकर चेकर, बोथ ऑफ देम विल बी हेल्ड रिस्पॉन्सिबल कि भाई लाख रुपया आपने एंट्री ही गलत कर दी, राइट. एंड इफ द अकाउंट होल्डर जो जेन्युइन जिसके खाते में जाने थे पैसे, वो आया ही नहीं पूछने कि भाई मेरे खाते में पैसे क्यों नहीं आए, इट डिडंट केम, राइट, देन तो पैसा गया, राइट. सो दैट मनी हैज टू बी क्लेम्ड. बट इफ प्रॉपर वाउचिंग, प्रॉपर ऑडिट वुड हैव हैपेंड, this would have been highlighted instant, and that is why they say that concurrent auditor has to do all these things on regular basis. You cannot just wait for the end of the month or maybe for the period to get over. Review of documents and systems. Documents to theek hai, you need to review systems properly, right. You may not be a technocrat, you may not be a technical expert, but you need to understand the documents and systems properly. System में आपको बैठना ही पड़ेगा. Now days are gone when you are doing vouching and ticking the things. No, you have to sit on system, you have to get the reports, you have to see how those systems are functioning, right. And majority of banks, maybe cooperative banks, PSU banks, what they are using, majority of banks are using an audit software. So audit software में already inbuilt questions होते हैं और वो इनबिल्ट क्वेश्चंस के आपको जवाब देने होते हैं विद प्रॉपर जस्टिफिकेशन. एंड टू गेट दोज आंसर्स यू हैव टू कंडक्ट योर ऑडिट, कलेक्ट द एविडेंस एंड अपलोड दोज थिंग्स. पूरा प्रोसेस अब ऐसे हो गया है. सो इफ यू आर नॉट टेक सेवी, अल्टीमेटली you will suffer. Now days are gone where you will enter the things, prepare an audit report in Microsoft Word and then take printout and give them the report. No, you have to do everything on system, right. Next is reporting stage. So immediate reporting of irregularities. If you notice something which is quite which has to be brought to the notice instantly, then you did not wait for the end of the month. आप instantly management को report कर दो कि भाई ये गलत है and this has to be stopped instantly. Next is addressing the audit observations. Once your audit is done, right, the branch has to ultimately give reply to whatever observations you have pointed out, right. And if those observations are rectified, so they'll say that no, these are the things which we have sorted it out, and then you have to check it out whether those observations which you pointed out, they have checked it properly or not, right, and then confirm that this audit is closed. So whatever queries were raised, now those queries have been sorted out. And if there are some positive suggestions from your end, कि कुछ suggestions है, तो वो suggestions भी आप उनको बता सकते हो, right. आप उनको हाईलाइट कर सकते हो, जिसको हम ऑडिट रिपोर्ट में एग्जीक्यूटिव समरी बोलते हैं. सो दैट एग्जीक्यूटिव समरी you can brought to the notice of the audit team. Now, as we said, which are the key areas? Few things we have already discussed, right. Stressed assets पर खास ध्यान रखना है. Stressed assets means those assets which are tricky and which are vulnerable, right. इसको हम अलग भाषा में we always say like this, that they are also known as toxic assets. Toxic assets, these assets ultimately are not going to yield you any money. ये पैसे आपके more or less डूबने ही वाले हैं. So these are stressed assets, right. Interest calculations are also to be checked manually. You can use Excel sheets and all those things so that you can do it. Suspicious transactions we have discussed already. KYC also we have gone through the KYC things. right? Nowadays, so there is one term known as centralized know your customer number. So that is CKYC number. CKYC number अगर हो गया, so then you are full proof, कोई problem नहीं है. तो आपका काम है as an auditor to check whether CKYC number has been generated properly or not. ऐसे CKYC number होता है, वैसे ही for immovable properties and all those things, there is noting in CERSAI, right? So if it is noted in CERSAI, ultimately you are safe. One good day, there might be a default, your still charge will happen if it is noted in CERSAI. So it is in government records, and there will be, some sort of a protection available to you. So that CERSAI noting is also mandatory. Now, as everything has got two sides, अच्छी और बुरी दोनों चीजें होती है. यहाँ concurrent audit में भी there are both the things which are there, right? एक तो है volume of transactions. As I said initially when we started our talk, that a concurrent auditor is not a happy person. No, he is an unwanted character in any branch. So difficulty in monitoring real-time high volume transactions, right? फिर होगा इनफॉर्मली, आपको पीसी नहीं मिलेगा, राइट? आपको सपोर्ट नहीं मिलेगा, फिर आपको बोल दिया जाएगा कि सर बैठने की जगह ही नहीं है, आप कहाँ बैठोगे, राइट? दीज आर ऑल चैलेंजेस विच में कम, राइट? और फिर टाइमलाइंस बहुत छोटी होती है. से फॉर एग्जांपल यही महीना देख लीजिए आप, सितंबर रिपोर्ट यू हैव टू कंप्लीट द ऑडिट बिफोर 10th. अब 10 तक तो कुल मिला के ऐसा पोजीशन हो गया कि 10 तक में तो 3 तो छुट्टियां थी, राइट? So how you are going to complete that audit if there are 3 holidays, and within 7 days you have to complete the whole audit system. So that is a big challenge. Lack of skilled auditors. Skilled auditors means किसी के टेक्निकल नॉलेज पे हमको कोई डाउट नहीं है, बट सब ऑडिटर सब नहीं देखते, राइट? So more or less the auditors are only concerned with completing that assignment. They are not doing it wholeheartedly. फिर है रेजिस्टेंस फ्रॉम स्टाफ, नॉन कॉपरेशन फ्रॉम ब्रांच. ये तो बड़ा कॉमन है, राइट? और ये मान के चलिए आप ब्रांच में जाएंगे, आपको कोई कॉपरेट नहीं करने वाला. नो वन इज गोइंग टू cooperate with you. So you have to break your own head and do your work. उसमें आपको कुछ ऐसा नहीं है कि you will get that support. So you have to do it by hook or by crook. You have to complete it because you are signing the audit report and it is your duty. Next is integration with CBS, that is core banking. So that again, so many of the professionals who are working, they are not that comfortable with CBS, right? So for that, you have to upgrade yourself. You have to understand how CBS works. That is why I say that. And of course, an auditor will be given password. Need not worry. You will be given a password of system, will be given password of live CBS, will be given password of reporting module. So आपको सब मिलेगा, कोई problem नहीं है. But उसको use आपको ही करना है. You need not be dependent. As I said earlier, you need not ask from someone that give me this report, give me that report. No, don't do that. Right? Instead of that, use it on your own and generate the reports and do the things on your own. ओके, फायदे भी है कंकरेंट ऑडिट के, बहुत फायदे हैं. नंबर 1, प्रिवेंशन ऑफ फ्रॉड्स. नाउ सो मेनी फ्रॉड्स आर हैपनिंग इवन इन बैंकिंग इंडस्ट्री. Even few months back we had that fraud of a particular cooperative bank where there was cash embezzlement fraud. पैसा ही निकल जाता था. From that day onwards we have also asked our team to see whether तिजोरी में वो पैसा है कि नहीं. राइट? कई बार क्या होता है, तिजोरी में पैसा हो तो आप बोल देते हैं कि भाई कैश चेकिंग में सर तिजोरी में है पैसा, आप यहीं पे गिन लो. फ्यू रिंग्स आर अवेलेबल इन दैट सेफ, राइट? बट नाउ इट इज अवर ड्यूटी टू चेक कि भाई वहां पर कितनी है, यहाँ पर कितने. सो विल डू टोटल ऑफ एवरीथिंग. एंश्योर्स एडहेरेंस टू आरबीआई एंड बैंक पॉलिसी, राइट? कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स में पॉलिसी वाला पॉइंट डिफिकल्ट है बिकॉज कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स जनरली पॉलिसीज उनका क्या है वो इतना rigidly follow नहीं करता है, right? So they'll only follow the policy when someone will draw their attention, right? Next is operational identifies gaps and helps streamline operations, right? So if you notice few things, ultimately you can guide them and put it down in your audit report, whereby they can improve they can improve their efficiency and all those things. फिर आता है risk management, mitigates operational and financial risks, right? फिर तीसरा रिस्क आता है क्रेडिट रिस्क, वो यहाँ पर नहीं डिस्कस किया है, बट ऑपरेशनल एंड फाइनेंशियल रिस्क वो थोड़ा बहुत कम हो सकता है इफ द क्वालिटी ऑफ ऑडिट इज सुपीरियर. सुपीरियर क्या, क्वालिटी ऑफ ऑडिट अगर ठीक ठाक होगी तो कोई इशू नहीं आता है. वन ऑफ आवर बैंक्स नो वेयर वी कंडक्ट ऑडिट, उनका क्या है कि सर आप ऑडिट कीजिए पर रिपोर्ट में कुछ मत लिखिए, राइट? सो दे से दैट नो, you don't write anything in audit report. You conduct audit and you sign the audit report, but you don't write anything in audit report. So I asked them that questions, and what is the sense of having an audit if you don't want anything to be written in the audit report? No, sir, we'll comply with the things, but we just want your signature, so you don't write anything in the audit report. Now I refuse them that no, I will not do that sort of an audit because you want me to write down that there are no irregularities, there are no queries. So in that case, what is the sense of having such an audit? Correct. तो वही है वापस कि अगर आप ऑडिट करते हो, होल हार्टेडली कंकरेंट ऑडिट करते हो, so some way or the other, it is your duty to put it down in the black and white everything. Of course, the rule is that once you have a draft thing ready, आपके जो भी observations ready है, you discuss them with your branch manager, right? And you convince him that sir, these are the problems, these are the things which I have to write it down in my concurrent audit report, right? And then you can write it down. मैनेजमेंट यानी ब्रांच वाले क्यों मना करते हैं ये सब चीजें लिखने से? they'll refuse. They'll refuse. नंबर 1, उनको इन सारी चीजों का जवाब देना पड़े. नंबर 2, some way or the other, मैनेजर, ऑफिसर, जो भी लोग जुड़े हुए हैं, उनका ग्रोथ नहीं, बिकॉज their performance will be evaluated by all these queries. Number 3, somewhere down the line, the risk category of that branch will change. ब्रांच की भी 3 कैटेगरी रिस्क आती है, मीडियम, लो एंड हाई. अगर लो है तो मीडियम में चला जाएगा, मीडियम है तो हाई में चला जाएगा अगर इतनी सारी क्वेरीज होगी तो. So then again, the auditor is the person who will be blamed for that, and that is why they will ask to you that sir आप ये सब मत लिखिए, आप पूरा रिपोर्ट अच्छा लिखिए. So that is how they'll take the things and do it, right? So I think these are a few things which I thought of discussing initially with all of you. Before maybe anything else I go, I wish maybe if any doubts or any queries are there, any questions are there, right? So I'll be glad to reply them. And still I have got 2-3 more points to discuss with you with some other presentations, right? Since I got this opportunity, so I got these 3 presentations. This was the first one, and other 2 were a bit more practical and sensitive. So I thought of I'll include them. So, but before that, if any issues are there, if any specific questions are there for those who have done the concurrent audit assignment, right? So they can throw some questions and I'll be glad to give you reply on that before I proceed with the other 2 topics which I have got. Any queries, any questions coming in your mind, sir, feel free to ask. Of course, due to, in all the 3 institutes, what we have got this CP thing going on, CEP or CP, whatever may be. So that, that is the reason why we do this, but it's okay. All right. I'll just share with you one last year, I was in a different part of the country and for this sort of a CEP program. And so one of our member from Surat, he called me and said that, where are you? No, I'm over here. So मतलब मेरा सीईपी रह गया है, तो वुड यू अटेंड? मतलब मैं तो स्पीकर हूँ, मैं कैसे अटेंड करूँ? राइट, सो मतलब यू हैव टू कम ऑल द वे नो टू दिस प्लेस टू अटेंड दैट प्रोग्राम, दैट फिर तो बायोमेट्रिक है नाउ, कैसे करेंगे? राइट, सो ही सेड दैट नो, यू अटेंड इट। मतलब मुझे तो जरूरत नहीं है, बिकॉज आई एम स्पीकर, आई विल गेट माई सीईपी क्रेडिट। So that is, how things are there. But apart from CEP, such sort of meetings are very essential for knowledge updation. That is what I believe. CEP ठीक है सब, but knowledge updation के लिए ये सारी जरूरत है, ये सारी चीजें। बिकॉज हम अब उस लेवल पे रह नहीं है कि हमको खाली बुकिश नॉलेज चलेगा। वी आर एक्सपोज टू ऑल दिस थिंग्स एंड वी आर फेसिंग स्टिफ कंपटीशन फ्रॉम एवरीवन, राइट? जो जो लोग काम करते हैं उनको पता ही होगा, दे नो वेरी वेल। So my one question has came, what are the checkpoints for Tanna should there be for Treasury Department of Cooperative? Very good. मैं भी कर ही रहा हूँ ट्रेजरी का काम in one of the cooperative banks. Right. Treasury में see, what are treasury transactions? So that are government security transactions, right? GSEC transactions, purchase and sale of government securities. So what मैं जो कर रहा हूँ मैं आपसे बताता हूँ, in that one of the very large cooperative banks where I am associated, what I am doing. So I am doing over there, number one, monthly audit है वहां पर मेरा. So month to month, I am checking all the deal tickets, all the transactions, that is purchase transactions, sale transactions. Then the second thing I am checking the subjective aspect, whether the bank has done proper thing by investing or purchasing that particular security, or maybe by selling that particular security. Because these things, ये treasury पूरा जो जुड़ा हुआ है ना, ये कहीं ना कहीं जुड़ा हुआ है आपके एसेट लायबिलिटी मैनेजमेंट से, राइट? वन गुड डे आपका मान लीजिए कि आरटीजीएस बहुत बड़ा अमाउंट का आ गया, तो आपको पैसा चाहिए होगा, आपके पास इतना क्लियरिंग नहीं होगा, सो यू माइट हैव टू सेल ऑफ फ्यू सिक्योरिटीज, राइट? तो हम वो भी चेक कर रहे हैं। देन वी आर चेकिंग दी, अपना वो चेक कर रहे हैं, गवर्नमेंट का पोर्टल चेक कर रहे हैं, वहां से जो एसजीएल स्टेटमेंट चेक कर रहे हैं, सिक्योरिटी जनरल लेजर, वहां पर जितनी सिक्योरिटीज आ रही है उसको चेक कर रहे हैं, फिजिकल सिक्योरिटीज यानी अपने ट्रायल बैलेंस के साथ, और बैंक अकाउंट चेक कर रहे हैं कि जो पैसा जमा हुआ है निकला है वो सही में हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ है। सो वी आर चेकिंग इट, वी आर गिविंग इंटरनल ऑडिट रिपोर्ट एंड वी आर ऑल्सो इशूइंग सर्टिफिकेट्स भी हम। यहाँ पर आपको ना दो तीन चीजों का खास ध्यान रखना है कि ये जो सारी बैंक्स होती है वो कहीं ना कहीं उनके एक बड़े ट्रेजरी कंसल्टेंट होते हैं। तो वो ट्रेजरी कंसल्टेंट जो होते हैं, तो ट्रेजरी कंसल्टेंट्स आर द पीपल हु गाइड दिस बैंक्स टू अंडरटेक सच ट्रांजेक्शंस, राइट? तो वो ट्रेजरी कंसल्टेंट्स का भी एक डेली का फीडबैक रिपोर्ट जैसा आता है, तो वो रिपोर्ट भी आप एक बार चेक कर सकते हो कि उन्होंने क्या बोला है। एंड इफ द बैंक से दैट नो वी हैव टेकन दिस डिसीजन ओरली ऑन दैट एडवाइस, सो डू नॉट रिलाई ऑन दैट थिंग। आपको ओरली वैसे उस पर रिलाई नहीं करना है, आपको सही में उसका वो फीडबैक लेना है। अच्छा, एक और चीज है इसके अंदर, इन बैंक्स देयर इज एन इन्वेस्टमेंट कमिटी, राइट? सो आपका जो भी ये और ये जो चीज है उसमें इन्वेस्टमेंट कमिटी का भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल होता है। तो वेदर इन्वेस्टमेंट कमिटी इज अवेयर अबाउट ऑल दिस थिंग्स, फिर वेदर देयर इज इन्वेस्टमेंट पॉलिसी and that investment policy is in adherence with the RBI guidelines on investments, ये भी चेक करना है आपको, राइट? ये सारी चीजें हम चेक कर रहे हैं as far as the treasury transactions go in mind, because stakes are very high as far as the treasury is concerned. Stakes काफी ज्यादा होते हैं, so we have to be very very alert, राइट? उसमें बहुत ज्यादा ध्यान रखना, और वॉल्यूमियस होता है, 20 करोड़ 50 करोड़ 40 करोड़ 30 करोड़ तो परचेज सेल होता रहता है। यू हैव टू बी वेरी कॉशियस। कई बार बड़ी बैंक्स छोटी बैंक्स का काम भी करती, तो स्मॉल बैंक्स आर आल्सो इन्वॉल्व, राइट? मान लीजिए कोई एक बैंक जिसके पास ये एनडीएस, वो एनडीएस का पोर्टल, नेगोशिएटेड डील सेटलमेंट या ई कुबेर का पोर्टल नहीं है आरबीआई का, तो वो बैंक्स हमको काम देगी, हम उनके बिहाफ पर खरीदेंगे और बेचेंगे, बिना कोई कमीशन, या कोई कमीशन हो भी सकता है अगर आपके वहां कोई चार्ज करता हो, तो यहाँ तो कोई करता नहीं है, राइट? तो दैट ऑल्सो यू हैव टू चेक इट आउट, ये भी चीजें आती उसके अंदर। Yes. Do banks require any number of years practice for empanelment? Okay, if you talk about banks and cooperative banks, no. And other banks where empanelments are there, PSU banks and private banks, yes, they will require, right? Majority of banks, they prefer partnerships and LLP, right? But there are some banks which even give uh, this priority to proprietorships also. Such is not the case. See, in India, you cannot totally remove the proprietary thing. You can talk about big firms, but still small firms will exist, will survive, right? So that is not a big deal, but such is not the case. With regards to cooperative banks, of course, you have to approach them, give them your resume, biodata, right? And whatever experience you have got, whatever certification course you have conducted of the institute, आपने अगर कुछ कोर्स किया है इंस्टीट्यूट का, वो आपको बताना है, आपको डोमेन नॉलेज बताना है, and then of course you have to wait for the chance where they offer that no way. Yes, you they'll initially, to check you out, they'll offer you a very small branch where it may happen that the revenue will be very less for you as an auditor. But see, for you, it is very important to get an entry in a particular bank. Top entry may, if you focus on that entry, once you get an entry, ultimately, then your service or whatever work you will do, that will speak. So just get that chance to enter. That is what I'll tell you with cooperative banks. But ये private public में तो उनका पूरा process होता है, वो process आपको fulfill करना पड़ता है। जैसे स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया हो गया, उनके एम्पेनलमेंट में आप चले जाओ, उनके वहां वेटिंग चलता है। तो जैसे जैसे ब्रांचेस में से ऑडिटर्स का पूलिंग निकल जाएगा, जिनका खत्म होगा, तो नीचे वाले लोग ऊपर आएंगे, वो आरएससी की तरह चलता है ट्रेन में। सो इन दैट केस यू विल गेट अ चांस, बट यू हैव टू फर्स्ट get the credentials and get in panel. That is what they do. So see, to start with directly concurrent audit करो ना, तो उससे अच्छा what I'll request you, go for stock audits, right? स्टॉक ऑडिट्स आप कर लो पहले, एक बार स्टॉक ऑडिट आप कर लो ना कोई कोऑपरेटिव बैंक में, तो देन व्हाट विल हैपन, दे विल गेट अ फील ऑफ यू नो दिस पर्सन नोज हाउ टू वर्क इन अ कोऑपरेटिव कल्चर, राइट? सो इन दैट केस देन नेक्स्ट टाइम दे विल ऑफर यू सम वर्क फॉर कंकरेंट ऑडिट, पर एक आध दो साल आप स्टॉक ऑडिट कर लो। वंस अगेन इट मे नॉट बी दैट रेम्यूनरेटिव, इतना आपको रेम्यूनरेटिव नहीं होगा, बट ठीक है, once you just get that entry, right? Nevertheless, we are not such that we doubt the credentials about our professional abilities कि ना हमको नहीं आता है, हमको सब आता है, but फिर भी this is how our system works. Deputy manager and money and forex dealer, what steps do I need to follow to prevent frauds? Okay. See over here, यहाँ एक ही चीज, only one thing which you have to take care of to prevent frauds. Why frauds happen over here? Number one, the stakes are very high as far as all these things are concerned, right? And you need to understand the number one, the transaction model of that particular transaction, whatever deal is going to happen, forex deal or whatever money exchange transaction is going to happen. तो उसका जो मॉडल है, बिजनेस मॉडल या जो भी है वो, राइट, वो एक प्रकार से आपको थोड़ा पता होना चाहिए। से फॉर एग्जांपल Is that person your regular customer, regular client? Number two, is that transaction which is going to be undertaken a part and parcel of the routine thing? See, say for example, पूरा मार्केट आज ऐसा हो गया है कि भाई कोई ये सब कर नहीं रहा है. से फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू हाइपोथेटिकल एग्जाम्पल, ये कोई कर नहीं रहा है और फिर भी इस माहौल में ये इंसान ये सब धंधे कर रहा है. इतना फॉरेन एक्सचेंज का ये क्यों कर रहा है? व्हाई ही इज डूइंग सच थिंग? जब गंगा उल्टी बह रही है तो ये वहां क्यों जा रहा है? राइट. सो इफ सच थिंग्स स्ट्राइक योर माइंड ना, then these are initial signals that there might be something or the other which may be wrong, right? And there might be a fraud which may be perpetuated in years to come. So that will give you a signal, right? बाकी तो नॉर्मल थिंग्स ना, यू आर डूइंग इट. बट आई विल रिक्वेस्ट यू वन थिंग. हम यहाँ बहुत सारी चीजें डिस्कस करते हैं, हमारे दिमाग में भी बहुत सारी चीजें आती है. सो मेनी थिंग्स कम इन आवर माइंड. Do one thing, put the real things in black and white. आप थोड़ा कहीं पे भी एक नोट बना के लिखते जाइए आप लोग, right? And once you keep those things in black and white, आप लिखते जाएंगे ना कहीं all these things will help you, right? हाँ, क्या issues आ रहे हैं, so that you put it down in black and white. That will help you, right? और बाकी की हेल्प हमारा एआई करेगा आपको. जो एआई का टुडे तो our two staff work is being done by AI, so that things are filtering हो जाता है, रिपोर्ट तैयार हो जाता है. We just have to check whether the report generated is okay or not, and the data is perfect or not. So बाकी we are now using it perfectly. We are very happy also with that. Right. Okay. So what we'll do, time is there, so I'll just brush upon two more very important things which are a part and parcel of concurrent audit, although not directly related, but इनके साथ जुड़ी हुई है, right? एक है EWS और दूसरा है KRI, right? So वो मैं जरा आपसे I'll just share those two small presentation, and I presume that these two things are also very, very helpful as far as you are concerned, as far as a concurrent auditor. I'll just share those two things with you. Right. So these are no EWS. This is what I think in July 2024, Reserve Bank came out with specific circular for EWS that each cooperative bank, UCB, need to have EWS policy, right? EWS की policy वो policy भी बहुत सारी banks में है नहीं, right? ये EWS का इनका purpose ऐसा है कि भाई कुछ खत्म हो जाए, बंद हो जाए, उससे पहले उसको बचा लो. दैट इज अर्ली वार्निंग सिग्नल्स. और हम भांप लेते हैं कि भाई नहीं, यहाँ कुछ ना कुछ गड़बड़ होने वाली. सो दीज आर द अर्ली वार्निंग सिग्नल्स, राइट? तो इन्होंने कुछ एग्जांपल्स जैसे दिए हैं या कुछ, अगेन दीज आर नॉट एग्जॉस्टिव. जस्ट से दैट कोई बिजनेस अगर है तो उसमें ये सारी चीजें अगर आपको दिखती है तो दीज आर इनिशियल ट्रेंड्स दैट maybe something is not good. We cannot say that सब खत्म हो गया है, but something is not good. So number one is declining sales or revenue. बराबर है. अब पूरा मार्केट जो है सबके धंधे ऊपर जा रहे हैं और हमारा जो बोरोवर है उसके धंधे नीचे जा रहे हैं, राइट? These are first signs. भाई दुनिया ऊपर जा रही है, तुम्हारा धंधा नीचे क्यों जा रहा है? नेक्स्ट, रिड्यूस्ड प्रॉफिट मार्जिन्स. उसका अकाउंट्स का कॉपी आया तो आपको पता चला कि उसका प्रॉफिट मार्जिन कम हो गया. वापस वही चीज है, पूरी मार्केट जो है, जब सबकी दुकानों में प्रॉफिट्स कहीं ना कहीं स्टेबल है या बढ़ रहा है, आपका तो प्रॉफिट भी कम हो रहा है. इट मीन्स आपको धंधे में कुछ गड़बड़ है. नेगेटिव कैश फ्लो, आपका इनफ्लो कम है, आउटफ्लो ज्यादा हो रहा है. फिर आपका डेप्ट बढ़े जा रहा है, डेप्ट टू इक्विटी रेशियो बढ़े जा रहा है. So that again is one of the signals. फिर बार बार आप ओवरड्राफ्ट लिए जा रहे हो, you are taking regular overdrafts. That again suggests that you are having liquidity problems. Next, declining in asset value. आपने जो चीज दी थी कोलेटरल में सिक्योरिटी, उसकी वैल्यू भी कम हो गई है. ये सारे सिग्नल आपको बता रहे हैं. These are all financial indicators which suggest that somewhere or the other something is going to go wrong. अभी तुरंत स्टेप ले लो इसके ऊपर ताकि ये बच जाए. और हमारे लिए तो ना ये सबसे तुरंत डिसीजन आ जाता है व्हेन वी वेरीफाई द SMA-2 रिपोर्ट. जो SMA रिपोर्ट्स आता है इसमें स्पेसिफिकली SMA-2, तो SMA-2 आपको पूरा ये चित्र दे देगा कि नहीं ये गड़बड़ है, बिकॉज SMA-2 इज अबव दैट लेवल. वो लास्ट ही है, उसके बाद सीधा NPA होने वाला 90 दिन. नेक्स्ट इज ऑपरेशनल इंडिकेटर्स. डेथ ऑफ पार्टनर, resignation of director, top person leaving the company. These are all indicators. Next, delayed financial reporting, late submission of ITR, late submission of documents, late submission of corporate returns. Project delay, जिस टाइम पे प्रोजेक्ट खत्म होना था, प्रोडक्शन स्टार्ट होना था, हुआ ही नहीं. Next, operational disruptions. Workers are not happy, they are not working properly, they are on strike, they are irregular, right? These are again the risks. और लास्ट वाला सबसे खतरनाक अकॉर्डिंग टू मी, इन्वेंट्री बिल्टअप. वो सबसे सेंसिटिव अगर कोई चीज होती है बिजनेस में, सो दैट इज नथिंग बट इन्वेंट्री. एंड इफ यू कैन नॉट मैनेज योर इन्वेंट्री, make it a point that your business is going to go down very fast. So inventory buildup is there, and excessive slow moving inventory, very high excessive inventory is there, right, which is a dead investment, and ultimately it will lead to the downfall. फिर ये पकड़ना बड़ा डिफिकल्ट है. बिहेवियरल इंडिकेटर्स, मिस्ड और लेट पेमेंट्स, EMI चूक जाना. फिर रिक्वेस्ट फॉर लोन रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग, बार बार आपसे आकर बोले कि भाई सर लोन में थोड़ा आप इंस्टॉलमेंट्स बढ़ा दीजिए, पीरियड बढ़ा दीजिए. अनवारंटेड क्रेडिट लाइन यूटिलाइजेशन, राइट, धंधा चल नहीं रहा है फिर भी आप लिमिट यूज किए जा रहे हो, तो पैसे कहाँ जा रहे हैं, ये तो आपको तुरंत पकड़ में आ जाएगा. चेक बाउंसेस, चेक बाउंस का रिपोर्ट आता है पूरे. चेक बाउंस नहीं है तो समझ के चलिए कि भाई कहीं ना कहीं लिक्विडिटी का इश्यू है. लैक ऑफ एंगेजमेंट, बोरोवर अवॉइड्स कम्युनिकेशन और इज अनकोऑपरेटिव ड्यूरिंग मीटिंग्स. बोरोवर आ ही नहीं रहा है, बुलाते हो तो भी नहीं आता है, कोऑपरेट नहीं कर रहा है. दीज आर अगेन द थिंग्स व्हिच नो आर इंडिकेटर्स ऑफ अर्ली वार्निंग सिग्नल. फिर कई इंडिकेटर्स जो होते हैं वो है एक्सटर्नल इंडिकेटर्स. एडवर्स क्रेडिट रेटिंग्स, जैसे हमारे में बोले तो सिबिल स्कोर कम हो गया. इंडस्ट्री डाउनटर्न, जो प्रोडक्शन हो रहा था अब वो माल बनाना ही बंद कर दिया. नाउ दोस थिंग्स आर नॉट देयर एट ऑल, राइट. लीगल रेगुलेटरी इश्यूज, पेंडिंग केसेस चल रहे हैं, कोर्ट में केस चल रहे हैं, डिपार्टमेंट में केस चल रहे हैं, GST की नोटिस आ रही है, जवाब नहीं दे रहा है, और आपका जो कंपटीटर है वो रातों रात सक्सेसफुल हो गया है. मार्केट में कोई गलत न्यूज छपी है, no negative things, कोई भी any negative news are once again issues which no are some way or the other the things which are they are pointing towards EWS. Declining collateral values, सिक्योरिटी की वैल्यू कम हो गई अचानक से, राइट. फिर LTV, लोन टू वैल्यू रेशियो भी बदल गया, राइट. तो बैंक का एक्सपोजर बढ़ गया, कवरेज कम हो गया, दैट अगेन इज अ प्रॉब्लम. क्रेडिट ब्यूरो रिपोर्ट्स, अलर्ट फ्रॉम क्रेडिट ब्यूरोज रिगार्डिंग बोरोवर्स फाइनेंशियल हेल्थ और क्रेडिट वर्दीनेस. गारंटर कमजोर हो गया, गारंटर मर गया, दैट अगेन इज अ प्रॉब्लम, राइट. दीज आर ऑल इश्यूज which will lead to EWS, right. Then there are some macroeconomic indicators, economic slowdown, recession, currency fluctuations, if there is an import export business, then political instability, अचानक से सरकार बदल गई, that again will lead to some sort of a problem. These are all 7 indicators, these are all signals which will give rise that no, we have to take care. अब आप उसको ना तो नहीं बोल सकते कि नहीं भाई अब मुझे मेरा पैसा वापस दे दो, हमें तुम्हारे साथ धंधा नहीं करना है. But of course, you can just take precaution. So these signals can trigger further investigations or interventions by bank, such as closer monitoring, reassessment of risk exposure, restructuring of loans. And that is why some time back I talked with you that banks are having one specific department known as Chief Risk Officer. तो वो रिस्क ऑफिसर का काम ही ये है तो उसको ध्यान रखना है कि ऐसे सारी जो चीजें आ रही है क्या इन सब चीजों से कुछ असर होगा, और अगर होगा तो क्या होगा, that we need to understand. So these are all the things with regards to EWS, early warning signals, right? So I just thought of sharing this with you because it's a part and parcel of concurrent audit, right? Because you are, as I said earlier, eyes, nose, and ears of that particular branch. Now, okay. Like this, there is one more presentation which I'll like to share, and then I think I'll wind up. मैं ये 3 चीजें decide करके आया था, and I'm again very happy that sure, majority of you are there. So last one is KRI, right? That is key risk indicator. So this again is a very interesting thing. ये बहुत ही आपको share करते हैं. Right. So these are key risk indicators, right? ये बहुत exhaustive है पूरा topic. ये industry as a whole है ये पूरा concept, right? So let us just understand what is this key risk indicators, right? So KRIR matrix is used by organization to provide an early signal of increasing risk exposures in various areas. देखो वो early warning signal थे. ये बात कर रहे हैं risk exposure की. It helps banks monitor risk proactively and avoid potential financial, regulatory, reputational damage. See, this term, key risk indicator, is more global. वो जो अपना अर्ली वार्निंग सिग्नल वाला था, that is a micro thing. ये ज्यादा all pervasive जैसा है, right? To prevent, detect and manage risk before they escalate. अब रिस्क तो है, ये लोग इतना ही बोल रहे हैं कि ये एक लेवल से ज्यादा ऊपर आए उससे पहले इनको रोकना है. Now, why they are important? So banks operate in high risk environment. That is what we have already gone through 2 type of risks, market risk and operational risk. The third one is credit risk, right? Early identification of risk will help in maintaining financial stability. जितना जल्दी पता चल जाएगा तो हमको we will have a buffer of protecting ourselves, right? And हमारे में तो जब when we do reporting, so we always report under the Basel guidelines, right? Where we have got risk weighted assets. Once again, as I said, that banks are now focusing more towards the risk aspects, right? So you need to understand all those types of risks, right? So credit risk के अंदर क्या आता है? Of course, NPL, non-performing loans ratio, credit rating downgrade trends, loan to value ratio, right? Market risk के अंदर क्या आता है? Interest rate sensitivity, currency fluctuations, right? फिर what about operational risk? System downtime major problems आता है ना, वो नहीं बोलते हैं कि सर server down है, server is not working, server is not working. So this is what comes under the operational risk. Number of regulatory breaches, right? If you have violated some rules and regulations, so these are regulatory breaches. Liquidity risk, that is liquidity coverage ratio, net stable funding ratio, right? Stable funding ratio. Now, see what is stable funding. Every now and then, when bank has to borrow money, right, to meet its requirements, then it is not stable. You need to have stable funding ratio. Okay. Then there are examples about KRI framework. Identify potential risk based on bank's business model and market conditions. Again, it is very difficult to develop such a business model, आपको उसके लिए पूरा कंप्लीट डेटा चाहिए, नॉलेज चाहिए, then you can prepare such a model. And after this model, you as an auditor are going to check whether it is working properly or not. So this was just for your knowledge. No, ma'am. As a concurrent auditor, you will only have one question in the questionnaire of concurrent audit. Give your views and suggestions about the KRI framework. एक ऐसा सवाल आता है concurrent audit के लिए. This is just maybe for your knowledge. This concept हमारा और कोई purpose नहीं था, right? This was just maybe for you to know how a KRI will function, right? So I'll just brush upon this. इसमें कुछ ज्यादा this again, is a comparison. Key risk indicator versus key performance indicators, right? So key risk indicators are early warning of potential risk. Key performance indicators are focusing on measurement of performance or success. बराबर, एक पॉजिटिव है, एक प्रिवेंटिव है. Okay, so KRI, key risk indicators are more important in monitoring risk appetite, tolerance, regulatory compliance, risk-based decision making. They are very important for banks, right? And these are challenges with regards to the KRI implementation. We'll just brush upon this. I'll share all these presentations for you. If you wish, I'll share it with the administration on everything. मैं कर लूंगा share, but we'll not discuss this because this will go a bit higher. This I just had that courage to share all these things with you because as a concept and what I believe as a concurrent auditor, you need to know all these things. These are once again some things which are a bit higher, but nevertheless you need to understand all these things. Right, so I'll just wind up this because ये थोड़ा लंबा भी है. Not conclude this. Okay, these are all key risk indicators. I'll share these presentations for you. Right, you can just brush them out. Concurrent audit में, to cut it short, right? Remember that जितना आप concurrent audit करोगे, the more you will do concurrent audit, the more you will get comfortable. And it may happen that for the first month when you are doing concurrent audit, your report will include few things. For second month, few more things. For third month, few more things. It may happen that you will keep on increasing your things. So make it a point that you try to cover all these things properly. Few suggestions I'll give you that do one thing. Prepare your own FAQs. For you and your team. एक FAQ बनाओ और एक आप format बनाओ खुद का. Format, I don't mean to say a reporting format. You just prepare a format, a standardized questionnaire sort of a thing. What you are supposed to check in which item. Say for example, cash, following things. Advances, following things. See, I cannot have a structured format and give it to you because each bank will have a different business. कोई डिपॉजिट की होगी, कोई एडवांस की होगी, तो सबका अलग अलग होगा. तो वो आप जब ऑडिट करते हो ना, तो आप ही को वो थोड़ा करना पड़ेगा. एंड यू हैव टू you do it on your own. And that will happen only once when you start and conduct the audit properly. आप 1-2 महीने काम कर लो, उसके बाद आपको थोड़ा आइडिया आता जाएगा कि नहीं ये चीजें इसके अंदर आती. But try to do this and I'm sure you will do very, very well as far as concurrent audit is concerned. So I think if there are any questions, you are free to ask me. Else, so I have done my part of things and you all have been good to listen to concurrent audit. Basically, audit is considered as the most dry topic as far as what we have learned. But all of you have been wonderful and you have listened to the things. So once again, thankful to WIRC for giving me this opportunity, chairman and all the office bearers. If any questions are there, you are free to ask me. Else, so yes, I'll share all the PPTs with the coordinator. I'll mail them and they'll mail it to all of you. Don't worry. Right?
Yes, sir.
I'll mail all the presentations. Fine. So I think I'm done with my bit. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions? Sir, we will wait for 2-3 minutes. If there is no other question, then we will conclude.
Sure,
Sir.
sure, not an issue.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
sure.
Sir, I think there is no other questions. Then now we will officially conclude this session, sir.
Right.
Yes. On behalf of the Professional Development Committee of the Western India Regional Council, we express our heartfelt gratitude to Kenish sir for the very informative session. And thanks all the participants for participating in the session. Thank you. Now we will officially conclude, sir. Please.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay.